Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee from All Ends Media, and this is Plan and Traffic. We do this every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and we are live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you're on any of the platforms, you're welcome to give us comments, and we'll see it here in our chat room, and we will try to answer them through the night. We have a special guest, Ryan Snyder from Performer Built Transmissions, and we hung out this weekend at Nelson's car show down in where were we at?
Alabama Music Hall of Fame.
Alabama. Yeah, I'm still tired from the trip, but yeah, we hung out down there. So what's up, guys?
Oh, we are
all good.
I'm still exhausted.
Yeah, man, I haven't slept right since I got home. So Ryan, where are you located at?
I drove 14. We're in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. So
okay, is that northern PA?
Yeah, we're about 2 hours north of Philadelphia.
Okay,
around about there.
Okay, so when we were together down in where were we at? Alabama.
Alabama Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the Music Hall of Fame. Hey, did you get a chance to go to the Hall of Fame?
I did. It was I went with Sam actually. The Music Hall of Fame's Tuscumbia, I think that's how you pronounce it, and then Muscle Shoals was that next door town.
Yes, town. Yeah, that's where Nelson's shop is.
Muscle Shoals is a place, boy, for the blues.
It was a very nice trip. I hadn't had that much fun since I was 19 years old.
You know
how old are you now? 20?
Yeah, I'm 31, man. I know.
Oh wow, you're a kid.
Yeah.
Hey, Dwayne Maddox was the ringleader of the whole
extraordinaire.
Yeah, man, he was taking care of business down there. Him and Sam.
I got to contact him. I need to know what's the best TIG torch. I need to replace the TIG torch that's on my unit. Mm-hmm. It's an air-cooled unit. It's Synchrowave 250. It's a big one. But we used to use this one to do a lot of intricate chrome moly stuff when I had the chassis shop. So I bought an air-cooled torch because it's just one hose. It's nice and light.
Right.
I got to weld some heavy stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. And I just want to see if I should get if Dwayne knows about a larger, higher amperage air-cooled, or should I spring for the cooler and go back to having the big, heavy-duty water-cooled torch?
Well, I'll send him the link. He might show up in here. He might pop up. So, Ryan, what is your specialty with the transmissions?
Well, namely, we got our start with the 4060, 4080. You know, that came in everything for the past 30 years, basically. You know, GM used it for a long time. So we spent a while on it, and we've been doing this since 2006, roughly. I've been offering over 1,000 horsepower since 2016. And we've never had one fail yet. I've taken it all the way up to 1,500 wheel in a C5 Corvette. And I'm going to do it myself in a twin turbo LS next dark block in a Buick Grand National that I personally own. That'll be May this coming year. It's a lot of work.
Nice. Now, what is your background? How did you get into transmissions?
I've been doing cars since 14. I wasn't into transmissions then. Actually, the first transmission I installed was a B&M Turbo 350 and a 1980 Trans Am, and I didn't know what I was doing, but it worked. I didn't know anything about converter spacing or filling it up or whatever. I just kind of winged it. And I drove it all the way from Bloomsburg, PA, where I'm from, to Riverside, California. And on a whim, yeah. And it cost me $800 in gas. That was awful.
B&M is like the starting point for a lot of performance guys.
Yep, and it was for me too. Eventually, I started, doing more and meeting people and stuff like that. And after the oil field days where I worked for many years, I wound up into Performa Built, where I took it a lot farther than they ever thought. Frank, who is my mentor here that taught me a lot of things, we started working on all this stuff together and come up with various huge modifications and even our own parts that we machine today. And it's all in the hydraulics. It really is. Surface area, volume, pressures, all that's a big equation to how this thing works. It's not just billet parts. And that's where a lot of guys fall short.
Nice. Now, do you have a website?
We
How
do.
can people-
www.performabuilt.com. We are starting to bring in Nelson's converters into that. Typically, we have offered FTI, and then we have our whole product line, not just racing, but off-road towing, daily driving. We'll build for anything.
Sweet. So yeah, man, we had a good time down in Alabama, man. Nelson, he really treated us well.
He did. It was a blast.
Yeah, I wish all you guys could have came down, man. We had a really good time. We hung out with Sam.
Sam's great. Nelson's great.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened
Ryan.
to him. I had him on my Facebook, and now it's gone. I don't know what happened.
I should have went.
You really should have.
Either he blocked me or he took off his Facebook. I don't know.
You know what? Facebook's real funny, man. You can have friends and then they just disappear.
I figured out how to fix that. You know how people, they send these things, copy and paste this, you'll get that's bullshit. If you go through your Facebook friends list, and there's people that you just haven't heard from, click on their name, go on their page, and leave a comment on something that they post.
And eventually it'll just start
like
up.
it, and then all of a sudden, bam, they're back in your news feed.
Yeah,
I think what it is it only shows you the people that you are active with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if your buddy doesn't post anything for a while, or you breeze through and you don't comment on something, his birthday or whatever, you don't hear from them. And I found out just by doing it, I brought in like another 20 people on my list that I hadn't heard from in like a year.
Yeah.
So everything with them is computer programming, and
they're about business. They don't mess around.
tell me about it. Oh, you don't even know. I updated my iPhone.
Yeah.
Because it kept nagging me. So it's this like 14.1.2 program. So everything that I open up that these guys own, Facebook, Instagram, right away, they are saying that the program is going to allow them to track where I've been, what sites, where I go, the whole 9 yards. So I had to go back into settings and shut that stuff off.
Yeah, I did that too.
It's unreal.
Well, you go online and you start seeing links to stuff that you look at, so I shut all that down.
Yeah. And, Facebook tells you, oh, well, so now that you have this system in your phone, it's going to help you. It's going to make Facebook better. It's going to help our advertisers target you to what you want to see. And I'm like, I don't want to know anything from you. Just go away.
Yeah, we're not there for that.
Yeah.
I barely post on my personal anymore, so I'm over it.
So Ryan, you said 4L60 and 80Es. Do you do any of the non-Es?
We do.
So 700 R4 then?
Yep, we do the 700. We do the 400 and the Turbo 350. I just discontinued the 200 4R just because I love it, and it's a challenge to build. It's a lot of fun. Gear ratios are great, 2 center supports, but they're so old, and the cases are really a tight fit with those center supports that you got to tear down like 3 cores to get one. It's just not cost effective.
There's a lot of those Grand National guys, those turbo guys like those though.
I had a 200 R4 in my 93 V6 Firebird. It was terrible.
They are the most garbage thing stock, but
it's trouble.
If for people that do want to build one, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but I think I have the only full-length YouTube video on YouTube building one start to finish and walking through it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, just wait. Man. Terry will do a video longer than yours.
Terry! Oh! You missed a good time.
Oh, I know I did. I know I did. I was so
Shame on you.
sour. I saw all the pictures that you guys were having having fun down there. I was so
Wait,
sour.
you didn't see the after pictures, the after party pictures.
Oh, I know you guys were kicking
it. No, you know
you guys
what?
were kicking it.
Listen, we hung out at the pool and just hung out, man. Like just hung out at the pool after after we ate and everything, and it was just a relaxing hang out with the fellas, and the wives were hanging out. It was a nice get together.
I saw it. I was so sour. I was like, I should be out there.
Yeah, man, we was looking for you.
Hanging out on the shore.
You was on vacation?
Well, a work vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go and take care of some stuff. But by the time I got home, I would have to, go from Maryland right to the airport to get out there. So by the time I got home, I was just like, I can't,
Should have just packed up the family and drove down.
Nah, my little 6-year, my wife, she ain't having that. What's it called? Like anything after 4 hours? No. Yeah, that's it.
Dwayne was the ringleader, and we just followed suit. You know what I mean? Just hung out. Sam is so funny, man.
Sam is a trip.
Sam he's a fool.
He's a sweetheart, though.
Yes, he totally is. Ryan, what's good, man? How you doing?
Oh man, I was about ready to drive up to Maryland and get your ass. I wanted you to be there, dude. But that was like a good 10 hours.
I wanted to be there so bad.
Between Sam, Dwayne, everybody, and like he said, after hours, I had the time of my life. I haven't had that good a time in like 10 years.
Well,
and I'm still young, man.
We're going to SEMA. You going to SEMA, Ryan?
We're going to SEMA.
All right, yeah.
And we're going to PRI and everything else. Carlisle. Everybody needs to come to Carlisle. That's my home turf here.
That's your turf. Yes, I'll be there.
I was down there for the GM Nationals.
Yeah, I just missed it. I was a little busy, but we're going next year.
I used to go to Carlisle a lot when I was living on Long Island. I'd go down to Pennsylvania. I used to street race in Philly.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Oh, yeah. Back in the 80s and the 90s, I used to go down there, man. We had some heavy bets with some crazy stuff.
You lawbreaker.
Yes.
Ryan, you do anything for Tony, what's his name there? Angelo? He's down in Philly.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
You need to hook up with him. He's a good guy.
Well,
he's
let's introduce
TV, man.
ourselves.
That's Hot Rod TV or whatever that. Not Hot Rod TV.
Hot Rod Garage.
Hot Rod Garage.
No, get me going.
Look him up. Tony Angelo from Hot Rod Garage. He's a Pennsylvania guy.
Philly.
Tony Angelo, and there's a pen when you don't need one.
Hey, let me jump in real quick. Ray was trying to get in, and I was trying to get him in, so we kept hitting the buttons, and he was going on and off, on and off, on and off.
What's up, Ray?
How you doing, fellas? Good. I had a little trouble getting into it. I had to start from scratch again. Like this, usually every week it remembers the settings, and now this week it didn't. So
yeah, that stinks. I was wondering where you're at. 15 minutes late.
Right on his hand.
I was here just trying, so I figured just stay calm and keep pushing buttons.
Every time I log in for the last couple of weeks, it's different, and it wants me to share this on my video channels. I don't have any video channels.
Oh, okay.
You got to get some.
Just open up as a guest. It says.
Well, yeah.
So Ryan, Tony Angelo, they do the TV show.
Hot Rod Garage.
Hot Rod Garage. If you get good with him, they'll mention your name on TV, and
they'll use your transmission.
Yeah. And he blows up motors and transmissions all the time. So
yeah, absolutely.
Big time.
Oh, yeah. Everybody needs a transmission. Like, honestly, it's kind of getting a rare thing. And then when I was down in Alabama, which I've never been there before, I got the feedback of so many people. There's nobody down there that's doing it. Nobody.
Really?
And yeah, like no.
Well, not high performance anyway.
Yeah. Mind you, we're playing a game that's a little bit different.
You need to do is figure out these Nissan, CVTs. You'd make a killing because no one can repair them.
No, there's some things that are just too broke to fix.
Let me tell you, I have no clue, but my wife's brand new Mercedes has a 9-speed automatic, and
Wow.
it's insane.
Too many gears.
Yeah, a lot of them have 9s now. The Chevy 9 speeds.
You hardly feel it shift, and it's kind of like
CVT.
I look at it as like the clutch on an old Rupp mini bike. Higher you rev it, the tighter it got the belt.
Yeah.
It's
That's what a
just
CVT
it's like a
is.
snowmobile.
Yeah.
It's like, but the car's ridiculously fast. It's scary.
The GM, the new version of the GM 9
It's got
speeds
paddles.
are very problematic. I know a guy that had one with, I think he had 60 miles on it, and the truck got a caddy got stuck. They had to tow it in. And my friend has one. I think an Olds, not an Olds, couldn't be an Oldsmobile, Buick, and he had like 300 miles on his, and the thing just wouldn't go in reverse. So they towed it in and they put a unit in it. So the new GM ones are a little problematic.
I feel like GM rushes I feel like GM rushes a lot of their transmissions, especially lately. Like the 400 was great, don't get me wrong, but like all the electronic ones, the 60 was around for like 30 years, and they still didn't get it right. And then they jumped to the 6, and then immediately the 8 and 10, and they didn't spend like a whole lot of time on each one. And most of them just have problems, especially the 6L with the tuning. That's something I'm trying to figure out right now.
I have the 6 in my Tahoe, my 12 Tahoe, and I hate it. If I hit the tow button, it's so much better.
Yeah.
It's horrible the way it shifts. And if I go in the gas a little bit and I let off and I like hit it, the friggin' thing bangs and friggin' does crazy crap. I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm like, I hope I didn't break anything. It's awful. It gets confused or something. I don't know.
I'm curious as hell about the new one behind the LT5 motor, that Manutronic or whatever it is. The new C8. Yeah. I want to know what that looks like. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I can vouch for Ryan's work because he's the one who rebuilt my transmission in my Trailblazer.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you beat the crap, right?
Yeah, well, here you go. This is going to be for Boss Hog Converter. He wanted me to do a nice smoky burnout for the poster that's going to be in his at SEMA. So here we go.
Look that up.
You guys know an all-wheel drive one.
Because he doesn't have all-wheel drive anymore.
Oh yeah, you took the front thing out. That's good.
Nice.
So that's a collaboration between Boss Hog and Performer Built.
Speaking of SEMA, on another show note, the New York City Auto Show is officially canceled this year.
I saw that this morning.
Oh, wow.
They
I figured it was going to be.
Walmart, you walk in, they hand you face masks saying you have to have a face mask now. McDonald's is getting to do the same thing.
Hopefully tomorrow they cancel your governor.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, right? He's a piece of work.
Don't worry, our governor's garbage.
So Ryan, I was going to ask you before. So in a 700R4, in drive, it actually has more line pressure, right? Versus drive and overdrive?
I wouldn't say more. Like, it's a matter of like, I'm really not sure what you're asking. Actually, I wouldn't say.
They
more
always say not to drive
drive
around when you got good horsepower. They tell you try not to drive around the city playing around in overdrive. Try to leave it in drive. There's more line pressure. I was told.
No, I wouldn't say more line pressure.
Within the clutch packs, there's more pressure there, so it's less likely to burn up clutches, keeping it in drive. No.
At like local street speeds, or are you talking highway speeds?
No, regular driving around the city and romping on it and screwing around.
See,
I can't even see why it's in overdrive at all.
No, I leave it right in drive.
The problem with drive is when I go to pull up to a red light, you get that bang, you know.
Oh, the GM shutter?
Not really shutter, it's just like bang. You know, with a 9-inch with a limited slip, you really feel. The girlfriend's with me all the time. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it."
That's probably got to deal with, like, there were two types of 700s. There's a really old one with like no forward accumulator.
Mine was a 89 or 91. It had the electronic speed sensor on it. I don't remember what year that was. I think it was 91.
Okay, that's the later one, the forward accumulator. That's kind of how they built them. Like that's just inherent, and it's just a shitty spring that should have been a lot lighter instead of heavier. We changed that. We actually used the blue spring in the 4L60E and put in place of that thing. That way, is it similar to where you put it in drive and it kind of slams when it engages, like when you're at the brake?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I got the Corvette servo in there. We did some different springs and different things, and I mean, I'm okay with it.
We're not talking stock trend. Okay,
no,
then it's very open ended. I can't speak for how somebody else built it because that's the thing. Like, I have my own shift kit. I make it all in house. I lathe valves, do my own springs and everything. And a lot of people get a hold of these Transgo things and everything else, and they'll go for the max, shift as hard as possible, stiffest springs everywhere. That's not the way to go. It just isn't. I feel like that's a part of what you might be dealing with. I don't drill my holes very big. We use a lot of progressive type setup. Sorry, there was a noise. Shifting springs. And we don't want to like chirp tires all the time. We just want to grab and keep you going and not snap your neck, but put you back in your seat. All these other guys will just set it up to the max, and it's going to act funny. It's just going to slam and bang on downshifts, upshifts, especially something purely mechanical like that. On the 60, you have a little leeway with tuning.
Mm-hmm.
No, otherwise I have no problem, except for overdrive. I hate overdrive when you're on the highway and it locks up and it like just falls on its face. It's like I got to switch to keep it from going in a locking up. And I just, unless I'm on the highway going, 65, 70, I don't use the lockup.
Okay. So it falls on its face in lockup.
Convert it to a 6-speed. I'm sorry. Did I say that loud? I'm sorry.
You mean a stick or an automatic 6-speed?
No, stick. Forget all that crap.
Well, I am not doing it. Sorry.
Just put a Lenko.
I hate sticks.
So what he's saying is you don't have the balls.
I can take off. I can grab gears, smoke tires. I got 15.5-inch wide, Pro Street tires, and it spins them. With just a small lock and a little Paxton supercharger and a tune port. It goes good.
4 or 5-speed Lenko, dual disc ram clutch.
There you go.
See you later, bye.
Johnny Lenko.
Oh, man. Oh, snap. You know something?
Speaking of overdrive transmissions, both Terry and my buddy Lou say I want to put an overdrive in that. It's only going to have about 600 horse on the dyno at the motor. I want to be able to drive the car. So I'm thinking about putting an overdrive transmission in it. So
I told you what you should do.
4L80 E.
80.
Do an 80 or 60 with just a simple controller. I steer people away from the 700 because most people don't know how to mess with the governor and the TV. It is.
I want something I could throw in, hook up a box, grab a signal off my ignition system, and not deal with anything else.
So,
because it's a Pro Street car, it doesn't have
GPS sensor.
It's got a GPS. It's going to have a GPS speedometer. It's a race car with plates, but it ain't a race car because it doesn't have any horsepower.
Perfect.
It's the wife's car.
Do a 60 or 80, depending on what you're comfortable with. I can do you a 60 for whatever, but some people just don't want it. And they do.
I just want to know which one's going to be better for the long run. I don't know what I'm saying.
I can't speak for others, but for me, 60 or 80, better for the long run. I like the 60 because it's more of a crisper, quicker shift. I like the ratios. The 80 still is kind of a workhorse to me. It's more sluggish. So if you're like racing, I steer away from the 80.
No, I'm driving highway speeds, but I don't want to be running 70, 75 miles an hour and pushing 3,200 RPM.
Hey, Ryan, when you say 60, you mean 4L 60, 65, and 70, right?
That one right there, Terry. Absolutely. The one you
Okay,
got.
so I was, yeah. So he means 4L70, 70, 4L65, 4L60, right?
Yeah. So the 700, 60, 65, and 70, there literally is no different parts at all in there except for the valve body. That's the only difference. The pump, there's little small nuances, but nothing that really matters. It's literally all interchangeable. So the gear ratios are there, everything. It's a light, crisp, quick, clean transmission. It's good for daily driving and just smoking tires, road racing, whatever you're doing.
As you saw, the Trailblazer. That's a 4L7. That's the 4L60, 4L70.
Yeah, I think you need a 70 just because you have a Trailblazer and they need an input speed sensor. That's the 70 is. Yep, the 70 is not better than the 60 or 65. It's just one little sensor behind the pump. That's it.
And
Two
you know
extra
something, Ryan?
pins.
I forgot. We did an entire video of the whole facility. I got to put that out, man.
Dude, I'm not even in that building anymore. That was like 4, 5, 6 years ago.
We don't need to talk about that, but I got to put that out because, like, that was kind of cool. We went through the whole shop. I brought my transmission down. I'll tell you a story real quick. I was going to go with. I blew my transmission. I was racing a Porsche. You guys know the story, right? And I was gonna put a 4L70 with the all-wheel drive back in, right? So I bought one. I sent from Performer Build, and I put it in, everything like that. The torque converter it looked beautiful. I was waiting for the front diff, my friend to hand it to me so I can, finish, hook the front wheel drive up. And I'm sitting up there just playing with the yoke. It's just spinning, right? And the wheels are locked. And I'm like, this isn't good. That's what made me make the decision to go to the rear wheel drive, get rid of that front diff. So I called up, Ryan, Performer Built, and they was like, if you can bring it on down, because I still had the old transmission and I was waiting for a core. So he says, bring it on down. So I went and spent the day down there with these guys. I did a video of the whole facility. Like, they had a nice environment out there where they had, like, you're working in a living room. It's like, his bench is like right here in my living room. And he showed me how they tested it out. They showed me where all the transmissions were. We had a good time. That was the only time I went down. I got money, right? I ate and got a transmission.
Good day.
Can't beat that.
It was a great day, man. And it was a beautiful drive down to Delaware Water Gap and everything. And that was when me and Ryan, we became tight, man, because we did a whole entire video of him converting my transmission from an all-wheel drive transmission where now, like I'm getting rid of that whole transaxle and I have to get a tail shaft for a rear-wheel drive. And we had to change that output shaft and everything.
You gotta stop this super clean. You're just like two good friends with everybody.
He said, with everybody.
You're right.
Honestly, it's the first time I met Terry, and he just won me over, man. We were friends ever since that first meeting. It was that easy. It was crazy.
It was that easy.
He hypnotizes you. You don't realize it, but he mind controls.
Charming.
You. Yeah. There you go. Right. There you go.
Now,
then he gave you money, right?
They gave me money. They gave me $500 core.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
Then he gives you money. That's great.
I had to run a subcompact because I couldn't put it in my Camaro. That's when you remember I had the silver Camaro SS.
Yeah.
I couldn't put it in the back of that thing.
Right.
So I had to get a subcompact, drive the transmission.
Terry might.
Oh, it was a great time, man. I had fun.
Transmission for my Fiat one year in the Mazda. I brought it home. It was right before Christmas, so I had it in this plastic bin in case anything would leak. It's a 5-speed. I brought it in the house. I put it under the Christmas tree and I put a bow on it. My wife's like, "Is that going to stay there?" I'm like, "Well, until the day after Christmas, yeah." Like, it's a Christmas present for me. So, whatever.
Oh man.
So my show
in the house. What's up, Nelson? You got the lovely Miss Tracy. Hello, everyone. We're doing out there.
That's the chief and high commander saying hi.
I know she's probably in the back.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I got all these buttons I'm trying to interact, and I'm like, well, hi Tracy. This is easier. I'm computer retarded. I cannot figure that stuff out.
I'm insulted. She didn't say hello to me. I'm hurt.
Well,
You should be.
Ryan,
hey, Ryan was hanging out with us down, so hey, she made a connection.
So
Hey.
the transmission is actually in my show truck. My truck was 4-wheel drive originally, and then I tubbed it with the same gear ratio and everything, and then I made it 2-wheel drive. So we actually pulled the transmission apart, changed it the output shaft like you had to do on yours, and then put the new tail shaft. It's kind of funny. Instead of just getting another whole transmission, I'm like, oh, let's just take it apart and convert it over.
Yeah, and it's not so bad. Like I don't know. I tell people all the time, there's nothing to be afraid of a transmission. Like you have been through it. It wasn't bad, right? You just yank the drum out, do the clip, and pop it out.
I didn't do it. I had my guy do it.
Oh no! I watched a video last week. It was one of those things that just came up on my YouTube feed of a guy tearing apart an automatic transmission, and he was on the tear down bench, and he's flipping the case over, and he's got these special pliers, and he's pulling all these rings, and then he dumps the drum, and all of these clutches and steels fall out, and I'm like,
See ya.
It's like making a sandwich. That's all it is. Everything just stacks.
Yeah. No.
Hey, Nelson.
You just missed that one little clip that you got to put in there.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
One little steel BB in the valve body.
Wait till
you know what you're doing.
The 200. This new stuff is easy. The 200 and some of the older stuff. That's where you get the butter knife out, and you really gotta be like really dexterous. That's the old school shit. That's hard.
Hey, Nelson. I sent you a link in Facebook if you want to jump on the screen.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
He's watching.
Very good.
Brian, are you using Kevlar clutch backs?
No, I don't like Kevlar. It has slip to it. I like carbon. Kevlar has great heat, but carbon has grip. And then I work with Ray Bestos, and we use a carbon Kevlar band. And then I use Alto, high energy, everything else. To be honest, I hate to say this, but clutches really are the smallest part of the whole thing. Like
I used to burn up 3-4 clutches all the time.
Yeah, the material is a very small part of what actually matters. Same with the billet stuff. Like I'm doing 900 horsepower on stock shafts all day. I have that all over my Facebook and everything. It's there. Guys are just standing Z28 stuff, but it's kind of just how you do the fluid and don't make it shift too hard and put the appropriate pressure everywhere and all that stuff. It's really about holes and drilling stuff and doing things you just aren't supposed to. Like that's the whole thing.
Hey, I'm going to run my Allison transmission by.
I don't do Allison's.
You'll learn on this one.
I mean, I'll try it, but
no, it just got rebuilt, so I'm good for a little bit.
Those things are big and heavy.
Back to clutches, I do got to say real quick, there are certain materials that are better for certain things. Like the GPZs, they're better for like cycling. You know what I mean? Whereas like the red ones are better for all out, just going down the track. Like there's little benefits, but overall, nothing too major.
Hey, Ron, you still got your Grand National?
Yeah, that won't be done till May. But
I just want to make sure you still had it. You know, I don't care. We don't care how long it takes, but I just want to make sure you still had it.
No, that is a twin turbo dart block build, and everybody hates me for doing it, but I don't
hate you at all.
I'm not a purist.
No,
nothing wrong with twin.
Had you raced it before?
No, I haven't. I bought it in Philadelphia.
Got a good deal.
I did. The guy was going to jail for child support. I got it for $8,000. And
wow.
I drove it up, everything. It was running a little rich. It had a little bit of issues, but it made the trip. And 3H is too expensive and hard to build. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go. Let's break a 4L60 record. No, none of my customers are really trying to do it. I'm going to do it. I have to. So it's getting a black edition and an LS motor, twin turbo.
You make Terry happy.
Yeah, this is, you know what? And when I make that run, it's for you, buddy.
My man.
All for you.
Oh, what's the matter, Brian? You don't look too good. You all right, buddy? You so quiet.
Here we go,
buddy?
Here we go.
Taking it all in.
look like he's getting ready to. He's like, a little dry heave. Oh, it's not. We'll get your LS engine, Brian. Don't worry about it. Jim, right in that Mustang.
It's my first LS. I've never had an LS motor other than this one.
Aren't they great?
You're still muted, Brian. Here, I got you. All right, what'd you say?
Oh, I was going to say I need one for a coffee table.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be really nice. I got a 911 motor for a coffee table and a 9 turbo for a coffee table. I'll put an LS next to it.
Yeah.
This conversation's over. I'll see you guys later.
I got a bass kick drum for a coffee table.
Also, I had a 5-speed transmission out of a 911 Pro for a stool. I had that for a stool when I worked at the dealership. Great when you
big are those things?
That'd be pretty cool.
I have a 292 out of a Corvette made into a wine rack. The bottles fit perfectly into the cylinders.
Wow.
Excellent. Yes.
Get out of here.
That's a hell of a wall holding it, or is it just sitting on the floor?
Let me see. It's just sitting on the floor. Let me see if I can actually pull this up.
I'm actually thinking about taking that Le Mans front end that I got, that 69 Le Mans, and putting it up on the wall or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
it's on
you
this
know,
one.
I tell you what,
Headlights too.
I hate. I got the whole fascia because I changed it. I changed it from a Le Mans to a GTO. I got a whole GTO set up with the headlights and everything, the hideaway and everything. But I'm looking at this Le Mans. I mean, like before I had the car, I hated that front end, but it's not a bad looking front end. It's just look like it's sad. That's why I didn't like that. You know, it looks like
Is
it's
that, the kind, is that the kind with the stacked headlights or the side?
no. They got the two headlights on the side. You know, each side, and it has the nose. It almost looks like a GTO, but it's chrome bumper, and the nostrils kind of go down a little bit. It's not just straight.
Can we all see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Number one cylinder was too bad to machine, so no.
No, so yeah, just get you're better off. You're gonna love life
Repurpose
better,
it.
and you can still use the turbo gauge. That's gonna be the beautiful part.
So I ended up making the crank and pistons into a coffee table and the camshaft into an end table. Used it all. It's great.
That's cool.
Repurposed.
Oh yeah.
So you guys got the picture of me starting at Le Mans up though, right?
I did, yeah.
Yes.
You have the video. Yeah,
Yep.
Scott, I gotta get your number so I can include you on this crap. I was waiting for Brian to say something. Go ahead, Brian.
For some
No.
reason, the phone
That was
video
nice. It was good.
really kind of like, not low quality, like very low res.
Well, yeah, I couldn't send it like high because you know
Yeah.
some phones won't accept it.
Okay.
You know, it might be my phone; it just won't record it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey,
But yeah, it hasn't run since '98.
wow.
Wow.
Hey Terry, down at Alabama, they're big on tri-fives.
Are we gonna ask Ryan?
Ryan, there were a lot. There were like 5 of them. I bet 5 or 6.
And not one of them was a 56. I saw.
They're
Yeah.
all 56s.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Wait a minute, can't get on.
They're all 56s.
I noticed a lot of LS swaps.
I think there was quite a few of them.
Everyone
I
loves
was
a 56.
amazed.
Let's
I
just
just
face
said
it. I
to
mean,
my
I could
nose
just in the conversation just be like 56 is a better looking car.
I looked at the photos and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people like that retarded stepson.
It's a better looking elk. It's a better looking station wagon. Better looking Nomad. Better looking.
I like Nomads.
Yeah,
I
there was
love
a couple.
Nomad. I would love to have a 56 Nomad.
There's a couple of them.
See?
My favorite was that school bus down there. That was badass.
I saw that.
was
I
pretty
saw a picture.
cool.
Of that.
Yeah, that thing was huge.
A bunch of high school kids built that or something.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to talk to the guy, but
Was that the mini bus?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was short. It was a short bus.
Yeah.
But listen, it was huge inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's gonna be Lewis Lee next year.
Yeah, but I'm 40-footer.
Yeah, you know you're legit, man.
He's a big,
can
he's a
shorten
big
it.
boy. Nah.
Nah. Listen,
No
I'm
way.
I'm putting together a condominium. I'm not going with a apartment.
Yeah.
You should tub that thing too.
It has
you
the
need to
dual
put a
wheels.
second. You need to put a
Yeah,
second.
get rid of the duals and put
Yeah,
big
double decker.
caddies.
There's guys doing double deckers. Yep, they're
Really?
getting. Yeah, yep,
Double deckers. What,
Now-
like where you sit upstairs or something?
yeah.
You could build upstairs and downstairs and have a 2-story condo
Yep.
on
I would
wheels.
imagine that would like be top heavy. No.
Well,
Be
it's just like those buses, those tour buses. You ever seen them 2 floors?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Like in England, in London, or whatever, right?
Yep, they got them in New York too.
I mean, most of your weight's the chassis and the drivetrain. I mean, I don't think it could really tip over.
Nah,
You're going to bag it, right?
It's all aluminum anyway, right? Most of it?
yeah,
Or no?
yeah, Brian, I'm bagging it. Yep, because when I level it out, I hit the bags and
Yeah. I want to bag my tool truck. Not to be a gangster, but just so that it does. I don't have to pick everything up all throughout the day because the body leaning going around. If you put bags on it, it's a little bit more stable.
I don't know, Brian. I think that new tool truck you built, that alternate tool truck, is really cool, man. With all the stuff. That's
Man, I
stylish.
tell you, the stuff that you see. I mean, that thing must have at least I don't know what 2,000 extra pounds of metal stuck to that car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you
If
saw.
you
it.
want it to stop rocking, you just got to put bigger sway bars in it.
No.
It'll start leaning.
A sway bars are like that big, and a sway bar is about that big anyway.
Bagging it's not going to help.
Yeah, you got a cushion. Put bags on the side. It keeps it from leaning over.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean now. I thought you meant like totally bagged suspension.
No, you go
not
off.
bag the body.
Just to compensate for the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find somebody that works at Greyhound to send me 4 bags.
Those
You
big
gotta go tell the
Firestone or
account.
Goodyear bags.
Yeah. So maybe
Yeah,
Ryan,
They
do you
came
do
down in
regular
price though.
production
You
stuff or just performance stuff?
huh?
Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm
Do you
here.
do regular production stuff too, or just high performance stuff?
Mostly high performance, but like once in a while I'll get a daily. You know what I mean? Like, I have a guy up in I think it's Oregon. He bought one for his whole family. So he bought a race one, and then everybody else got like daily drivers for their Tahoes and Suburbans and stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, and you don't make them shift like crazy or anything like that. Just a little bit better improvements to make them last a little longer. That's
Hey Ryan, how's Alan doing?
He's good, man. We've been hanging out all day fighting the parts battle lately, the worldwide parts shortage. Billet shafts, oh my God, has been a nightmare.
Please
Then
tell him I
make them
said
in-house.
hello. Please tell him I said hello. I gotta get out there and hang out with you guys. Tell him I
I
said
will.
hello.
I mentioned that you might be down there, and he was like all for sending me down there, which took me by surprise. Like usually he's a little reserved at that, but yeah, he was like, go to Alabama, hang out with everybody, and I was like, wow, all right. No, we've just been, me and him have been on anywhere just to get parts anymore. It is such a disaster. I'm sure you guys all know. Even a turbo 350 bushing kit is hard to find, which is insane because everybody that has an asshole has a 350. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, we everybody we talked to is saying the same thing. Yep, parts.
And it doesn't matter what you're looking for. It doesn't even have to be automotive. It's everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, even furniture. I bought
I
a
did
new
watch
couch.
a video about the ammo shortage that's kind of countrywide. And they said the
Yeah.
problem is it's not brass, it's not lead. The problem is they can't get primer.
Yep. Well, what a couple of the companies are building primer factories right now, so hopefully it kicks in pretty soon.
Yeah. I heard there were a couple coming online. Where were they? I think I don't remember where they were. But yeah.
Well, how come it wasn't a problem before the pandemic?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I'm thinking like, okay, primer. What primer's got to be that's gunpowder. Right?
No, the primer is where your hammer hits in the back of the bullet.
All right. So what is it exactly then?
That ignites the fire.
Pre-ignite.
It
Like a
ignites.
phosphor? I never took one apart to know. Is it phosphor or something that would light the gunpowder?
I'm not sure that part of it, but
I mean, it's got to be something that when struck ignites.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Something that goes off under compression.
Yeah,
It's funny that we're talking about this because I had gotten I had bought some, what is this, a 9, and look what was missing out of the,
Oh, it's missing the primer.
it's missing the primer.
You got to get those loaded.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a dud.
Good thing you didn't load that and have to save your own life.
I know.
Yeah.
Man.
There was on my route, there was a gun shop on Thursdays, and I don't know, I wish I had done it earlier, but for the last year, every Thursday I'd stop in, and whatever they had, I would buy ammo, because I have a arsenal or a range of different stuff. So I will walk in and just say, what do you guys got? And they would tell me, either 9 or 357 or whatever it was. And even 22. And I said, well, I'll take, one of this, and one of that. And thank you very much. And every Thursday I would walk in. Well, they had downsized and closed up and moved. So I don't have that on Thursday anymore. But it was kind of funny. I was going through and just happened to look. And like I said, it's missing the primer.
That's fucking wild. And let's talk about them prices, man. Like me and my girlfriend just shot like well over 100 rounds. It cost me so much money.
Yeah.
And she kicked my ass.
I went to, what is it, Fin, Fur, and Feather? Fur, Feather, and Fin, whatever it is. I went yesterday, and I just built a 300 Blackout, and they only had 4 boxes, and they were $39 a box for 20.
Wow.
20 rounds.
Jeez.
I got this little SIG 9mm and a 357 we shot. And
What SIG do you have?
the
P220?
No, P365.
That's
I
nice.
got a 220 that I heard on the news now that a couple of cops are using them, and they went off accidentally. One guy destroyed his ankle.
Oh.
And I'm like, great. So I got a gun that my wife bought me that I have not even loaded a round into. And I'm like, I'm getting rid of this gun.
No, listen, call the company and they will they'll take care of you.
John, that's a DA? It's a double action gun?
Yeah.
So something's fishy, man. I can see it's a single action, but a DA, I mean, it takes a lot to make that thing go off.
They're going off on their own.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing on the news last week. They had like 4 different people around the country that had the gun go off on them.
Yeah, I would call it.
2 cops in holster went off.
Wow.
A guy had one in his pants, shot right through his thigh. And a girl who she went to grab it, didn't even have her finger in the trigger loop, pulled it out of the holster, and it went off, and it blew off her foot. Blew into the foot.
I would call SIG. I mean, you recall them if there's an issue.
I want to get rid of it, though. I wouldn't get rid of it.
No.
I'd send it back to them and let them refit it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I
Figure
did.
out what's going on. SIG hasn't made any kind of announcement saying there's a problem here on a recall or anything. They're just being dead silent.
What series is that? What gun was that? 220?
It's a P220.
They're probably waiting,
It's a 9mm P220.
Yeah, so many people got to shoot themselves before they recall it.
Yeah, until they have to. Well, when it's a law enforcement issue, they'll get pushed a little more because.
Yeah.
2 cops got injured with it.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing, look at the whole Glock thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
All the problems with the Glocks, and they came out with what was called the New York trigger. It was just, a heavier spring.
I have 8 first-generation Glocks, and they're untouched. And I tell you what, now I get offered big money for them because they haven't molested, changed, or anything. So That gun that you have, I would just unload it, wrap it, and leave it because
it's still in the case from the day that we got it.
You'll have a lot of super squirrels that would want it.
Yep.
Real quick, Nelson, I did not buy the Super yet. I'm going to look Saturday.
Is that Sam's car?
No. While me and Lewis and everybody were in Alabama, after the tour of the shop and everything, Nelson took me for a ride in the Supra, the new one, the 2020. Holy smokes, that thing is fast.
I think that Sam has one, doesn't he?
I'm not sure if he has one. Yeah, I think. Did he say he had one?
I think he has one.
I don't know. I have on video, like we did a pull, and I swear to God, we were doing like 120 in like just a couple feet. Like it just threw me back. Like it was great. He laid rubber the whole way down Alabama Drive.
That's the reskinned BMW.
Yeah. Terry, I sent you that video while we were doing it.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm looking at it now.
He told me to do that.
What's he got for drivetrain?
I know he did.
It's got a drivetrain in that?
I don't know. The ZF transmission and that motor is apparently one of the best by BMW. I'm not even sad it's a BMW. I don't care. That thing felt great. Like I really would love a Mark IV and a 2JZ, but
you thought the parts were hard to find.
Yeah, for real. If I want something, I will see it through. What's that?
I said, John, you've been working on your car.
Oh.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures, I don't know, yesterday or the day before or something.
This weekend, I'm putting the fuel cell in, the batteries, and the fuel pump.
Almost ready to start it up and go.
Yeah, right. I'm waiting to open up this motor that came with it. I'm afraid of what I might find. We'll see.
Well, don't open it. Just put it in and go.
Yeah.
No.
It.
I can't put anything that somebody else says, oh, yeah, this is all rebuilt, brand spanking new, the whole deal.
I'm with you.
Nah.
Listen, Terry did a video on that about the body. Oh, yeah, I did this, I did that, until he turned it upside down.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I see my fair share of horror stories.
It's crazy what people do, man.
Oh, buddy.
All they need is a fresh can of spray paint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paint hides a lot of ugly.
Oh, that's what happened when I was restoring the Chevelle for the guy at the shop. The body in that car was trash, but the guy said, well, I rebuilt the engine. So there was a Chevy orange engine. And as soon as I started looking at it, I looked in the exhaust ports and I saw carboned up valve stems and orange overspray. And I'm like, wait a minute, these heads were never rebuilt, obviously. And I wanted to pull the whole thing apart. He didn't want me to do it. I said, maybe what happened was maybe the guy had a set of aluminum heads or something better on the motor. And when he sold the car, he just took the old ones off the shelf, painted them, and stuck them on the motor.
Possibly.
Maybe. Well, that's the same motor that I found a mechanical lifter, a Corvette camshaft in the motor with hydraulic lifters on it, and the lifters were like a quarter inch. There was no cam button, so the cam would move back and forth. This thing was not rebuilt. That's when the heads went out to lab, and we put a new cam in it. He wouldn't let me take the bottom end apart, but it was okay.
You know what they say? Don't look at your cam bearings or they'll be bad.
Yeah.
Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
What you don't know won't hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you don't know will hurt you.
Well.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
I don't know, fellas.
Is Nelson coming on, Lewis?
I'm curious.
He said he couldn't get on with his phone. Come on, Nelson, figure it out, buddy.
Yeah.
Probably
He chimed in.
Speaking of phone, next week I'm going to be down in North Kakalaki.
Okay.
Where's that?
I'll be down between Raleigh and Charlotte, so I don't know if I'll be able to get on. We'll see. I'm going to bring some devices with me. I'll see what can hook up.
Okay.
We'll see what
You
happens.
going house hunting?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're making it a whirlwind. This ain't a vacation. This is like work.
Okay.
You know? So we're leaving Monday, and we're going to come back the following week. It's like 2 weeks we're going.
Cool.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nice.
You looking for a house down there?
Yeah, looking to relocate to somewhere
Retire, yeah.
in about a year. Now, my buddy who's down there, he's in Claremont. That's all right over by Lou. He's not far from Lou. He just said, how much you looking to spend? So I just told him, I said, up to around $450, I guess. I don't know. I want to keep some money from the house. He says, oh, man, have I got something for you? 10 acres with a really big shop that's got an apartment on top of it in the back that's built really well. I'm like,
Nice.
oh, okay. Let's
That's
go.
all you got to hear about the
When your
garage.
wife kicks you out, you'll have a place to sleep.
Yeah. Well, my younger daughter's coming with us, so that may be where she lives for a while. I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
the house is big enough. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see.
Nah, 450. You living like a king, man.
Well, I
Yeah.
figured I'd throw a decent number because, I'm not going to look at anything bottom rung. We're not going to buy a trailer. So, and everything is up. So you got to spend to get something decent.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Prices
But,
are so high now.
Well, but the
Shit,
thing is, like I told my wife, on this end, we've gone up here too. So we're making more on this house. So, we can spend a little on a house that would have been 300. Now we'll probably spend 4.5. So, whatever.
It's
only money.
Crosstown's cheaper than up here, though, so that's good.
Yeah.
You're 300,000 up here, man. You're getting like a very
Not
small
much.
house down there. You're getting
Right.
like a nice house down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I'm
don't even want
amazed.
anything really big. I'm not looking for something big.
I'm totally amazed when I look at real estate listings back on Long Island,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" This colonial that was built in the '60s, and they want almost $1 million for it, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
It
Yeah.
should be a $300-something thousand house, right?
Yeah, depending on neighborhood. I mean,
Well,
the
I look at my-
bungalow.
I look at my mom's house. My father bought that house in '63.
That's a high ranch.
Yeah, High Ranch for $29,900.
Right.
$29,900.
Yeah.
And my mom's still in that house.
Right.
And they had the house appraised at like $1.2 million.
Sure.
That's net.
Hey, I'll tell you something. My co-host Chris, he was in Brooklyn, and they had small houses in Brooklyn, narrow properties, and his house went for almost that much. And not because of the house or the property, it's because of the proximity. Brooklyn was just blowing up a couple of years ago, and now it's in Queens. Queens is doing the same thing. It's ridiculous. The house I had in Queens, I bought it for $64,000 in '84. Sold it for like $118 in '86. Now that house is selling for like $480. Like what? On a 28 by like 100 piece property. It's like ridiculous.
It's unreal.
But it's Queens, so proximity is everything.
Yeah, I know. And then where I grew up there, it was a potato farm.
Right. Well, both Long Island was, yeah.
It was ridiculous. It was
No, but
nothing.
but that's a good town. It's always been a good town, and it always will be. So,
All right, here's 485 here in my area.
Ooh, that's a nice house.
See, but
That's
that's
right.
Yeah,
nice
that's-
looking. Yeah.
sure.
How many square feet is it?
Nice
In
kitchen.
Pennsylvania,
Nice.
that'd be 800
Is that a
grand.
two-car
right
garage on the right side?
Wait, check it out.
I'll be damned.
And we got to look at the garage, though. We don't care about the rest of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
a 2-bedroom with like 5-car garage.
All right, hold on. Let me see what the square footage
You
is.
said that was 480. 480 would mine, and mine's a dump.
It's 4,000 square feet.
Wow, that's big. That's
Yeah.
big.
I'm half that.
I'm at 25 now,
Yep.
and I can
Man,
use
I
half
just
of
got
that.
an apartment.
It was built in 01.
Right.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what these real estates are talking about. Well, if you want a pre-owned but newer house, and they're talking about like something from the late 80s, 90s, or 2000, like that, or old. They're calling it an older house, like older. Older is like 1913. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
man, my house is 53. This thing was built. It's just like
Wow.
typical Long Island.
This has 1.2 acres.
That's nice.
that's nice. Yeah.
Well, listen,
Anything-
Luke, I got to go by what Jr. says, and in one of his copious tweets today, he was talking about how cloudy it is in Ohio.
Yeah, it is.
He got my attention with that one. I'm like,
well, it's not Ohio. It's the overcast from Lake Erie, and it comes down and wraps right past Youngstown and goes up to Buffalo.
Okay.
So Cleveland has sun, but you go a half hour down and it's cloudy.
Yeah, but Cleveland rocks. So
yeah, we only get 90, 92 sun days here.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, it's terrible. Depression is bad.
Well, yeah.
Suicide
you
is
guys
high.
up by Erie, you guys get that snowfall like crazy too, like Buffalo does and everything.
Oh, lake
else.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so anything
Like
that hits
every winter.
Buffalo, if it hits Buffalo, it came from us. We send it over there. Yep.
And I eventually get it.
We're not too far off, and I'm champing that in a Mini Cooper. Like, let's go. No problems.
Fellas, I'm about to get on out of here. I got to go and take care of some stuff before I go to bed.
All right, Terry.
Take care, Terry.
Always a pleasure.
Hey, Terry, we do this every Thursday night.
Yeah.
Huh?
We do this every Thursday night if you ever want to stop by.
Come on back.
I know this, and like I got to start making more effort. But I just been so busy with these videos and everything like that.
Nah,
I
I feel you,
I
bro.
haven't even shown, man. I'm like 15 videos in now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not enough for the
Hollywood.
winner.
Are you
And
considering the video?
All means we gotta link up sometime, man.
No doubt, man. Yo, like I said, we got plenty of room here. Ryan, come on down. If not, I'm gonna come on down there because I got to definitely hang out with you and Alan. I want to go for a ride in the Performer Bill pickup truck.
Yo, check out the new building and the pickup truck's running, man. Let's go.
All right, yeah, we do that, man. Definitely. I'll come on down, get some lunch.
Yeah.
Do this because you're not
And
that
then
far. You're only like 2 hours.
Yeah, and I'll meet you at your spot like another day too. Like, let's go.
And you're going to SEMA, right?
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
No.
Hey, Terry, are you going to stay at Circus?
Probably so.
All right.
Probably so.
I'm gonna
Unless you bring that school bus.
Yeah.
Hey, if all you guys would come up here and everybody bring a piece of sandpaper and a hammer, we might be able to get it done.
Block
Block
party.
standing party.
Block party.
We're
Yeah,
gonna have to 18 kidnap Ray to get him out there.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
When I'm free.
18.
Yeah,
Hey,
kidnap him.
Ray, we'll write you a sick note, man. We'll get you out of there.
A doctor's excuse.
Actually got 192 sick days. Actually, yeah, I was just looking
Not
at
the
that.
lead.
Come on, you got to use them up or you lose them.
181.75. I ran my time and leave today.
It depends on your union. My wife's got a boatload of sick days, and she doesn't use them.
Yeah.
She plans on continuing to stack them up, and then
Yeah.
when she retires, they pay you out.
I'm going to get paid out for these.
Yeah.
They
My
only used to
dad
pay
did.
us
Yeah,
like 90.
But do they pay you 100% or what's the percentage?
Yeah, they used to
100%.
they used to screw you on it, but now they don't. We put it into like the last contract, and they're going to pay it in full. Now, a guy was telling me that retired from Salonica. He was saying it's the same union. He said once he knew he was retiring, the year before he retired, he was able to take half of them, get paid for half of them, out like cash out half of them. So I got to look into that.
Oh, that's nice.
Cash out half and then take.
I mean, you
half
could
later.
use them, but not retire until they're all gone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
well, that's what my dad did.
What's that?
That's what my dad did. He had 8 months of pay, pay. So he just took those 8 months, and I was over there one day, and he was getting dressed up, and I was like, "What are you doing, Dad?" He goes, "I'm going into work," and I said, "You retired?" And he goes, "Oh no, today's my official last day."
Yeah.
So he had over 8 months of sick leave and time that he didn't use, and
Right.
Oh, nice.
for that 8 months,
Right.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of hundred, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, Ray, have you ever had Billy Joel on your radio show?
No. I was gonna go up to his shop in Oyster Bay and put the arm on him, but you never know when he's there. That's the problem. And getting in and out of Oyster Bay is like getting in and out of Northport. It's like such a
And
pain.
that's not far from you, right? What's that, like
No, it's
25
not.
minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not far at all.
What kind of shop does he have?
Sucks.
He's got
He's got a
motorcycles.
motorcycle
He's got a
shop.
couple cars.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
okay.
a wicked hobbyist. Why don't we get him on the show here?
And then out on the East End, he's got a boat company.
Yeah. He's out in Amagansett.
Yeah.
Try to hook up with him, get him on here.
And he has a horse farm because his daughter rides. She's in a class equestrian. She takes a lot of trophies and stuff. So
Yeah.
so he's got his own horse farm out there. So
He would be really cool because I've seen him in concert a couple of times, and he's awesome in concert.
Yeah.
Because he sits at the piano and he just starts tinkling.
Right.
And he'll like play show tunes. He'll start singing Sinatra, and then he starts like quoting lines from movies. He's putting on a concert, but it's like a giant living room setup. He's having a good old time with the audience, you know.
I have a CD here.
He's just wild.
I have a CD that one of the guys at the station gave me, and it was just like that. It's him just doing this talking stream of consciousness,
Yeah.
just like that. And he was talking about like music history, and then he would just play different things and say, "See how this from like the 1800s ties into this from." Like the guy's got a hell of a musical sense. It's
unbelievable. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've seen him
really
a couple of times, and every concert was phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, he'll like finish a song, and then he just, before he starts the next one, he just starts tinkling on the keyboards, and then he just starts talking about how he wrote a song. You know, he talked about what the story behind Big Man on Mulberry Street was.
Yeah.
That's
He
good
talked
stuff.
about Captain Jack,
Uh-huh.
what Captain Jack was all about when he was living in the city, and he was in this apartment, and his window overlooked like this alleyway, and the kids were hanging out and they were shooting up and getting drunk, and that's how Captain Jack came about.
Right.
It's-
Well,
It'll get you high again.
yeah.
Right.
Ray, if you get his information, man, pass it on so we can try to
I
get him
will.
on.
Sure.
He's in the cars, not just bikes.
Yeah. And I was told that the one thing you don't do is don't ask him about music. He doesn't want
Right.
to talk about it. It's like he'll talk about bikes and cars all day, but don't ask him. So don't be a super fan because
Shut you down, huh?
yeah.
Okay, everyone, what's your favorite Billy Joel song? Go ahead, Ray.
Off Glass Houses. All for Lena.
Okay. All right. Look, Ryan. Ryan's the new guy. What's your favorite Billy Joel song, Ryan?
God, you guys are gonna hate me. I listen to like some terrible stuff. Like I don't listen to Billy Joel.
Oh, so he listens
I mean,
to like
the only
Al-
one I know is
Right.
like "We Didn't Start the Fire," maybe.
Oh,
I'm
it's-
getting that right. I don't know. It's not even my favorite. I listen to like Lamb of God and Slayer. I'm sorry.
All right, so we didn't start the fire for Ryan. All right, Lewis, talk to me.
Well, it's fifth grade.
I don't know the names of them. I like Billy Joel though. Let me think of one of the songs.
Sing a few bars.
I'm embarrassed.
No, you did good.
Slayer.
John, go ahead.
I don't even ask. I got too many.
Oh,
favorites.
piano. What is it called? Piano Man.
Piano Man. Piano
Piano
Man.
Yeah, man. Okay, that's a good one.
Oh, okay.
Anything like Noir.
I'm moving
Oh,
out
well,
only
did
because
somebody
the
just
car
say
peeling
that?
out.
Moving out.
Because the car peeling out.
Yeah, that's right. All right, what about you, Brian?
I don't know.
My
I like-
favorite album though is
I
that
like
live
the-
concert one.
I do like Moving Out, and I do like the Piano Man, but
Yeah. You guys disappoint me.
I know.
Stranger.
Well,
Terry,
the only
stop.
problem is
The
that
live concert album is awesome. Everything on it's good.
they,
I think they shot that in
regular
in
radio, they
Russia.
just play the most popular stuff. I mean,
Right.
really
Right.
listen to them. I might find something that's like maybe beach.
Yeah.
that
Hey, I
you
gave
like,
you a
know what I'm
B-side
saying?
cut, man. Come on, I didn't give you a radio hit. I gave you something that was a little deep. What's
I know you did, right. I expected that from you, and I expected it from John as well.
So what's yours, Terry?
Zanzibar.
Excellent.
Is that on the Stranger?
Okay.
Very
Zanzibar.
good.
No, that's on
Terry.
52nd Street, isn't
I
it?
got a jazz guitar.
And
Yeah.
I got a time at Zanzibar
That's a
tonight
very good song,
is
right?
where I'll be.
You know what? Just that when it goes
You
into
wanna
that
hear-
jazz riff. Right, when it goes
Want
into
to hear a
that
story
jazz
about
riff.
Zanzibar?
Let's get back to Slayer.
Yeah. You are my guy. I went to that concert last year. It's supposed to be their retirement tour. They didn't retire.
Zanzibar.
They just wanted your money.
Zanzibar
Yeah,
used to be a
absolutely.
club in Huntington. And when Billy Joel was living in Halesite, he used to go to Zanzibar every once in a while.
And he had a time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where it
that and
came up.
stiletto. I like that. But don't.
That's a good song, yeah.
That's another good one, right?
Good night, Sagon.
We used to hang out in Zanzibar.
That's where I'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just musically. It's just
Yes.
just I mean,
Right on top.
Root
Top
beer
of the-
rag.
Yeah. Yeah.
and there was another one. I got another.
You may be right.
Angry Young Man.
Angry Young
No, it's
Man,
off
that's a good
the
song.
52nd Street album. I forget the other one.
Glass Houses.
No.
Cold something cold.
Cold Spring Harbor.
Yeah.
Cold Sun.
Rosalinda's Eyes. That's it.
Yeah.
Rosalind's Eyes good. Yeah.
That's a good
yeah.
song. That has a serious drum beat in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you play
I
Rock
was
You have
City?
Liberty DeVito playing with
Almost
you.
all of us play drums.
I want
I
to
got
hear the
Liberty
song
DeVito
with
Chris
Chris
Warren.
Brinkley.
Yeah, Ryan's a drum. I forgot.
Yeah.
Get out of
Fuck
here.
yeah.
I play too.
1990 Pearl Sessions series I got out of a guy's basement for $100.
Wow.
You even got new drums.
Yeah.
How's that for a coffee
Ma-
table?
Maple. Oh, is that the Pearl?
No, it's actually
Like a Tama.
some company Superior Drum or something out of New York, I think, custom built that.
Okay, because
Wow.
the fucking the tom set and everything looks like a Pearl, but I have a white one just like that.
That's
You
cool.
move it and then it doesn't want to go back to where it was.
I just have shitty
I have
symbols because
a
they're
World
expensive.
Series.
I play
Oh, okay.
Ludwigs and Zildjians.
Yeah, I wish I could afford Zildjians.
So it's that.
Precision
That's all
drum.
I got. I got like
Those symbols are so
I have like
expensive.
I have like over 20 Zildjians.
Ah, God, symbols suck.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if this will show up.
Oh,
I got a
here we go.
stack of Zildjians sitting up on that shelf. See that blue tote?
Oh yeah.
Next to that blue tote is about 8 or 12 Zildjian symbols just sitting there.
I got cash money. What do you want for that?
I ain't getting rid of any of them.
Not for sale.
Oh, money
Not
talks.
for
I got green. How much you want?
I got vintage stuff. I got A's. I got A customs. I have stuff that's never been released to the public from their Sound Lab symbols. I have a couple of Sound Lab symbols from Zildjian because I got real friendly with the local I don't know what you call him, distributor guy. I have a 22-inch Earth Ride that's worth about $1,500 or $1,800.
Wow.
So we can leave that out, but otherwise I have cash.
It's a ride symbol. When Zildjian used to make these ride symbols, they would do a little bit of lathing, and then they would stick them in a case, and they would bury them. They would fill the case, this open top case, with dirt, and stick it in a hole in the ground for a couple of years, and then bring them back out,
Nice.
and then
Yeah,
finish
it's just-
hammering them.
Beautiful condition from a guy's basement. It even came with rock bags he gave me for free.
That's cool.
Datio.
That's cool.
I'm a Satan guy, but I'd love to have K Customs.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you, that's kind of where I was going, but then I bought that ZBT symbol, and I really like the sound of it.
Mine are all AAs.
The A is a very sharp sounding symbol, but that ZBT just did it for me. It's it's close to that Dark Riders I'm going to get, I think.
Yeah.
I have the
I may look for more of
Vinyls, custom darks.
Oh, Miles, they're selling those like crazy, man.
I got to bounce,
They're
fellas.
good.
All right,
Thanks,
Louis.
Lewis.
Lewis,
Hey,
Nice seeing
Ryan,
you.
appreciate you coming to hang out with us. And you are family now, so come on anytime.
No, I need to hang out with you, Sam, Dwayne, everybody again. That was the best fucking time I've ever had.
Were there
All
beers
right.
included in that good time?
And Terry, damn it, you need to get down there.
Tell him.
Tell him. Shame on him.
Hey, you know what? In SEMA, he's going to disappear, so we got to make sure we keep an eye on him because when we go out at night, he'll disappear. So we got to make sure we know where he's at.
Didn't I just see you with the count?
I'll be at the steakhouse.
The steakhouse. I'm with you.
I'll be at the steakhouse.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah, I'm heading out too because, like I said, I gotta go and give my little son a kiss.
Lightweight.
But Ryan, Scott,
Now it's time for the after show.
Terry, I sent you my phone number so you can
I got
send me
it.
the video.
You're locked in. You're getting video now, pictures and stuff like that, unreleased crap. Brian, Ray.
Don't send me 56 Chevy stuff.
No, that's exactly what you're getting. Jesse John, fellas, be easy.
All right,
Take it
Terry.
easy, Terry. Good talking to you. Be
Always
safe.
a pleasure. I'll talk with you guys real soon. Take care.
All right.
Thanks, man. Catch you later.
All right.
Ryan, what's new in tool business?
I'll be right back.
Tools.
Tools.
Talking about
Any new
tools.
tools?
I like tools.
He's Mr. Macco. You need anything? This guy will set you up.
I know. I'm one of those guys. Like I mishmashed. I got some Snap-on. I got some Matco, and I got stuff that doesn't even exist anymore. Like this little gem, Bonnie. The
Oh,
best
yeah.
Bonnie.
adjustable wrench I've ever had. No
Made in
good.
USA.
Yep.
This
That's
thing's
what
tough.
they used to make our stuff. The Matco stuff was Bonnie. We carried Bonnie wrenches, Bonnie adjustables,
That Bonnie adjustable.
all that stuff.
You can't touch it.
I just had a
Yep.
T50 Mac that I've had forever, made in America, break. Guy gives me this new friggin' made in China piece of crap. You can tell it doesn't say made in China. I know it is just from looking at it.
Yeah. And honestly, like
Actually, a lot of that stuff is.
I started with a Craftsman service set when Sears was still around. You guys remember that? And
Yeah.
I still have it. It's right over there, and I use it still on everything. And I've broke Snap-on sockets and everything. I use them on impacts where I shouldn't. I've never broken one of those, and they're like 14 years old. Easy.
I've never broke a Craftsman either. And the nice thing is you just go to Sears and get it replaced, but you can't now because they're all
Right.
almost closed up.
I know.
got
I remember the
That's a
Sears
little
catalog.
Lowe's. Lowe's has it now.
Yeah. But do they do
Yeah.
that? Do they still have that warranty?
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, Ace Hardware does Craftsman too, so you can replace it there.
Ace does, yeah.
Ace is the place.
But
John.
is it the same quality? That's the question.
New ones aren't. It's all made in
No.
China.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Probably
The stuff that you had 14 years ago, Danaher, the people that owned Matco Tools, Apex at the time, we were making the stuff for Sears. We had contract that stuff, and that stuff is
I
pretty
got
good.
Sears stuff from the 70s.
Yeah,
me
that
too.
stuff is that stuff. The only difference between it is just that there's a different mix of the steel that's going in, of how much for strength wise. But that stuff.
Well, one thing
The older, great.
One thing I definitely noticed is like, I don't know, you can take a 15 millimeter out of that old ass set that I've had, and then you can buy one from Ace that's a 15. And you can feel like the old stuff weighs a little bit more.
You can
Yeah.
feel a difference in the weight.
I bet
Yeah.
it's more dense. That's why it's stronger.
Yeah, and I've when I was a kid doing this, and like I told you about the B&M transmission, I had no idea about making our first mistakes. I've used those things far beyond what they should have been, and they are still around. Like, and the Snap-on stuff and everything is just busting. Like,
I didn't realize till now. I got photos of my drum set on my phone.
oh man! So
Wow.
you have wow.
I have what's called a Ludwig Octoplus. I have 12 drums.
And 2 fucking bass. Oh wow, man.
I've always been a double bass guy. I'm a legit double bass. I've been playing drums since
All right.
70,
You got that right.
72.
Vintage 60s
There you go.
Ludwig drum.
He's got the real deal.
I'm double bass, but I like to use a single bass. I don't like the 2 drums. It doesn't work with me.
For me, rock and roll means 2 big bass drums.
26.
I love the look of it's amazing.
26 is too big. I'm a 24-inch guy.
That's the bottom size, man.
Yeah. I'm 24s.
Yeah.
But and I use DW pedals.
I have son of a bitch direct drive PDPs. They were on sale.
Yeah.
The trick. It's the only trick bar ever, but it has no play in it. I forget what it's called.
But
it's not that
good,
cheap.
man.
PDP is good, and they were
PDP is
only
good. It's a division of DW.
Well, these are the version 1, and they were only $120, whereas they used to be like $400.
Wow.
Sure. Nothing wrong.
I don't know
PDP shells, PDP hardware. It's all good stuff.
Where the hell?
Nothing beats the Super Kick 2 kick drum heads. I love
Oh yeah, Super Kicks. Yeah. I'm Evans. I used to be Remo. Now I'm Evans.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Evans, the black hydraulic heads are awesome.
Yeah.
For jobs. Yeah.
But it really depends so much on where you're playing, like what kind of room, what the environment is.
True.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, my room's a small room, so the overtones are fucking terrible.
Right.
And the hydraulic heads were like, they made the difference.
Hydraulics are good because they're kind of thuddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of resonance.
Well, that's a matter of tuning too, getting the
Sure.
head tuning right.
It also has to do with the wood of your shells.
Everything makes a difference. But I think the
Sounds
room acoustics is really the biggest
Sure.
component. Like I got my set in the den right now, which is the worst place for it. I mean, it's just everything is just bouncing off the walls. I got to get it into a soundproof or more soundproof room.
When I got back into playing, my kit was in the living room.
Yeah.
There's not a stitch of carpet in this whole house.
Right.
It's all tile floors.
Might as well play in the bathroom.
Talk about boominess. It was
Right.
like, whoa.
And the cymbals. Those A's and K's are sounding mighty shrill bouncing off the
it
tile.
was terrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't much better when I moved everything into the garage and I built that platform, that I had for a while.
Right.
It was cool though, because I used to open up the garage door and all the local kids would come by and they were like, "Oh my God, Neil Peart!"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right, whatever.
You got to have some sound.
All that frustration inspired me to I started looking at the electric kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to not have to hang foam and all this crap.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure
different.
yet.
They're different.
Yeah.
They're different. You know what? Better than nothing.
Oh yeah.
I played one. It feels weird.
I had a set at first, and it's just not right.
There's a lot of stick response back with the mesh heads.
Yeah.
You could be a real mediocre player, and you could do some crazy shit on a mesh head system. It instantly returns the stick. You could bang out triplets and then try doing them on a real drum, and you're like everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas a real drum, there's so many dynamics. You just the electric set covers it for you, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian, what are the problems you come across, Brian, with the different bass guitars that you play?
Me?
Who? Me? Yeah, you're the only Brian here.
I was gonna say I don't play bass.
Because you're our bass player, man.
I got two broken fingers.
Hey, I'm Fred Flintstone. I got 10,000.
Listen, we're gonna put the bass in your hand. You're gonna fake it. We're gonna pipe it in. You're gonna sound great. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So today I was heading to my customer's house and I was listening to Sirius, and that song, there There It Is came on.
Oh yeah.
Whoop, there it is.
Right.
Well,
Now,
there it is.
did you ever listen to that bass line?
No,
No.
You got to listen to that bass line on that song.
I don't listen to that
It's
song.
a
That's
whole
why.
bunch of 16th notes.
Okay.
So I'm like listening to it and I'm trying to pick it apart. I get to Nate's house, Nate Morris from Boys to Men. And I'm like, hey, do you know that bass line from Whoop, There It Is? He goes, oh, yeah, it's 3 notes. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, come here. He grabs his bass guitar and he's like, and he's like banging it out. And I'm like,
Cool.
he goes, it's 3 notes. He goes, but it's 16ths.
Right.
It's
right.
five 16th notes, hits on the string of each of 3 notes.
Wow.
He goes,
That's cool.
that's the whole bass part in that song.
Right.
3 notes, 16ths, 5 of them.
Yeah.
He says, you get that down, you got the song. And I'm like, wow, how cool is
No,
that?
I got to tell you something. There's a song that I mean, we've heard it since the 70s. We all know it. And, you heard it so many times, you don't need to hear it again. But it just so happens I got a Bose wave radio in the bedroom, and that's what I go to sleep listening to.
Those are nice.
And just the way the bass, and I don't have it loud, obviously, it's putting me to sleep. But I started noticing bass lines of songs that were jumping out at me from that radio. And one of them is American Pie, Don McLean. He starts running up and down the neck of that bass. Boom, 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 boom. He's up and down like, holy shit. Like, I never heard that years ago. Like, pay attention to it next time. You'll get a kick out of it because it's something you never heard on the radio. The radio, I guess, masked it, but now
Those
you hear
little Boses
I can't
are
take that
great.
song. I've heard
Yeah.
so many times. I don't
I
want to
know.
hear it ever
You know
again.
what? Scott, me too. I with you 100%. But only because I heard that in a new way that now I listen to it and I listen for those bass lines.
That's kind of like when I got into drumming, I never ever listened for that shit. And as soon as I got into it and started doing it, all of a sudden, I don't listen to music the same way.
Right.
Like I'm specifically listening for that shit.
Exactly.
And nobody else really gets it, but fuck,
Yeah.
whatever.
Cool, man.
I'm coming home from work yesterday, and I'm playing eardrums on my stairwell, and I happen to glance over, and this girl like smiling at me, and she's like doing whatever, she's like mocking me or something.
Like the whole way back from Alabama, I had to rent a car, and this thing basically drove itself. It had the adaptive cruise control and everything. So I just sat there, just staring. So I'm just like tapping my feet the whole time, doing double bass fucking songs, just practicing. Like that was great.
That's it, man.
I'll tell you something funny. For the last number of years, I didn't have a set until I got this one. And for so many years in the car, I'm playing bass drum with my left foot because you can't do it with your right foot or else you. And I said, holy shit, am I going to be able to play with my right foot? I've been conditioning my left foot to do it.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
Well, no, not if that's where your hi-hat is.
Well,
yeah,
but you could get a double pedal, and there you go.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of adjustments.
Yeah. True.
Kind
of funny how we're all supposed to be talking about automotive, this and that.
All right, automotive. I tell you what, John Schneider.
All right, let's go to automotive.
An automotive guest, huh?
John Snyder was awesome last night.
Was that phenomenal or what?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm surprised that show's still on.
Why?
What do you mean?
Huh? On Facebook? I'm surprised it wasn't.
On Facebook, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they haven't pulled it down yet. I don't know. They may.
Yeah.
He was right on the money.
He sure was.
I was making comments.
I saw you.
He's the most honest actor I've ever witnessed.
And you're right. Absolutely right.
Absolutely right. He's a patriot, and he's honest, and he tells you straight up. And if you don't like it, you know where you can go.
It's not too many guys who will talk, and Lou will just sit back and let talk.
Yeah.
And that was one of them.
He owned that show last night.
But he kind of came on out of nowhere.
I know.
He was kind of hanging back. Then all of a sudden, it was like he pulled the floodgate. Boom!
Opened
and it was
them right up.
Game on.
I watched part of it. It was kind of
But that answered another question, John. The guy that Lou has with him, John.
Yeah, John.
He's good. But then he alluded, like I was wondering. I was watching him. I'm like, how's he finding those pictures so fast? And then he said, no, they got another guy.
There's another guy. Yeah,
Kenny.
yeah.
So they got a team on there, which I.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's got a whole production team
Yeah.
going on.
I believe the team is the same team that they put on a Wednesday night show. No, a Tuesday night show. Was it like Power TV or something? I don't know.
That's that horse TV thing he's got.
Horsepower or something
No,
like
there
that.
was a horsepower.
It's all about
TV.
No,
horses.
John has a horse. He's part of a horse TV show production. Now the people that run Lou's deal do
Might have been part
another
of Power
show.
Nation.
Yeah, they do another show. Power Nation, maybe, or something
They're
like that.
they're definitely polished. They definitely got their shit together.
Oh yeah. So they got a guy running the show.
Right.
And then John works with him and they upload photos and the whole 9 yards. And that one guy is the guy that puts up the photos, puts up the comments from the various avenues.
They got that ticker bar on the bottom that they run.
Yeah. So it's a very polished production.
I'm actually going to be right up by Lou. I'm going to see if he's around because that town Claremont I'm going to is just west of Lou by, I don't know, 10 miles. So I'm going to see if I can stop in and see him.
Go see him, and if you see him, ask him to take you to his friend that owns what's called the Blown Mafia.
Okay.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, he's a I forget the guy's name. He's a super, super nice guy. He builds crazy over the top pro street style cars. Like he's got a Camaro that's got like twin blowers and turbos, and the hood scoop is about 18 inches above the roof of the Camaro.
We've got quad turbos.
Yeah. He does, and every car that he does is this lipstick red. He's got a Mustang, he's got a Camaro, he's got a whole bunch of stuff, and he's got a custom. He's in the trucking business. He's got a custom tractor trailer, like air ride suspension. It just drops to the ground.
Yeah.
It's got those big fiberglass fenders. It's totally custom. I mean, he's got a giant front bumper with like 12-inch stacks coming up behind the cab, and it's on the side it says Blown Mafia. And he goes to all of these cruises and car shows and SEMA and the whole deal. They just used his Camaro in a TV commercial.
Okay.
Clorox used his Camaro in a commercial with oh God, I'm trying to think of the guy's name now. He's a real tough guy. He's been in a bunch of movies. He was in Sons of Anarchy.
A Spanish guy there?
Yeah.
Danny Trejo?
Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
That's it. He's got Danny Trejo has a taco place in California called Trejo's Tacos.
Right.
And he just did a Clorox sanitizing commercial. And it starts out with Danny Trejo in that guy's Camaro in the parking lot. And he talks about how he likes crazy big stuff. Then they show him with this espresso machine that's got like twin turbos on it. I like my Danny was playing Danny through the whole thing. It's an awesome commercial. Just look it up. Look up Danny Trejo Clorox commercial. It's on YouTube. You'll find it. It's good. It's really good. But yeah, if you go see Lou, have him come take you to that guy's place.
Yeah.
He's like a mile away.
Right.
So
really,
Ryan,
really cool.
What's the part in the side that like a 700 that is that the sun shell or something in the back?
So God, I wish I had my shit together. So the sun shell is a common problem. Don't get me wrong.
Is there a thing called the Beast?
Okay, so yeah, we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, that's what's in mine. My buddy replaced mine with the Beast. He says this is what you need.
Okay, the Beast is a great thing, and to be honest, since Sonax stopped, and I don't mean to talk shit on Sonax, I'm not trying to do that. They've been having issues. They had the Smart Shell, which was supposedly better. I never found it different. The Beast has always been around, and it's been a widely talked about product but never explored. I started using this thing in my own transmission to push it well over what it's supposed to be. It's fine. It has a thicker weld around the center, which is the part
that's where it usually starts cracking, right?
Yeah, that's the part that shears, and that'll cause you to lose second, fourth, and reverse because that engages the wrist. Yeah, so in a 4-speed, typically like the 60 and 80. Well, I'm sorry, not the 80. The 80's a lot different. The 60 and 700, the sun shell that we're talking about splines into the reverse input drum, which the band grabs. In a 4-speed, you will not lose one gear. If you lose one gear, you have an electronic problem more than likely. If you lose 2 gears, you have a mechanical problem. Typically, most people lose 2 gears, maybe 3, depending on what it is. In this case, it's reverse also, so we have 3. Common problem. Another common problem is the single cage sprag, which typically the Borg Warner dual cage sprag takes care of. We take it a step further, and I do a hydraulic mod to where I bring the overrun clutches on, which are the engine braking clutches that are usually in the 3-2-1 manual section. I make them come on and drive in the 3-2-1 drive, except fourth because of sprag 3 wheels. What this does is it doubles the strength of the sprag by bringing these clutches on and softens the blow from that freewheel to lock when you downshift like roller racing. But the sun shell, big weak point. Sorry for rambling there. I really do get ahead of myself when I start just going.
That's good.
Yeah, the Beast is a perfect sun shell. There's no need to upgrade. Like
Ryan, how did you get into rebuilding transmissions?
I've been doing cars since 14. I worked in the oil field at 21 for a very long time, about 7 years.
Yeah, I was a greaser too.
Drilling and Halliburton. You know, we all know Dick Cheney. So I played around with some imports at first. I had a Nissan 300ZX and a Mustang 1992 Mustang GT and several other things, 80 Trans Am and shit. Before YouTube was a thing, which most car guys do forget at this point, we blew shit up, we figured out what was wrong, we fixed it. We weren't afraid to waste money, whatever. That's part of the game. You guys know that.
It's the American way.
It is. It is. It's all a risk. Racing's money. You know, cars are money. We know that. Like it's oh, I know not to put that head on or put that clutch in wrong or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. Performability, I was looking for a job after the oil field. I found it in Bloomsburg. They had just moved there. And just by the way, what I knew what to do, and from my experience, me and the guy doing it took it way farther than we ever thought it would be. And in that, we started developing our own parts and stuff like that, accumulators, servo, and doing our own shift kits and everything like that. And it kind of evolved over 7 years is how long I've been doing this.
Oh.
Performabilt's not a new company. They've been around since 2006. I've only been with them since like 2015, 2016. And we've just gone that far because of too good me and Frank working together in that aspect.
That's cool.
And we're willing to push it. Like we know what we're doing. There's guys that want to take it real far, and we're willing to work with them. Like, try this. If it blows up, sorry. If it doesn't, hell yes. Like, let's go. Let's all do this together. Like, you know, we know the risk.
Amen.
You know, we all do. You know, you got a sick car sitting. Yeah, exactly. It's all about risk. And you got a sick car sitting behind you. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to see it done personally.
This one?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, it's a 70 Firebird.
One of my favorites.
It's actually an 81, but I turned it into a 70 by cutting off all of the quarter panels.
So you're a guy that
I'm a former professional chassis builder for
That's
a lot
impressive.
of years.
So
up on Long Island, I'm a drag racer, chassis builder. Retired out of that and got into custom aquariums.
I'm yeah, man. Like I'm an oil field guy. I've never had a lift in my life. Jack stands, and I think I'm the only person, as far as I know, that's built a 52 truck with a 454 and kept the manual steering box, not a column.
Cool.
That's cool.
I fit that shit in there. I have welded my own mounts and everything. I had to move the motor over an inch, drop it down. It took a lot of beer and a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
And that's the thing,
See, we're
it
old
just
guys.
takes.
We don't have a lot of beer. We don't think we need lifts.
Tell me about it.
You're young enough not to need one yet. I just did 4-wheel brakes on my daughter's SUV out in the driveway today because I couldn't get into the damn shop. And I came in today, I sat down and I almost couldn't get up. I was like, ow, ooh, ah.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not ditching the lift here. I would love one. I don't have the fucking space for it. Like I'm too busy expanding the shop. And
I have
an
my own
apartment.
garage. I love it.
Yeah, I have an apartment, dude. Like I don't have that. But
Yeah.
this is just what I've done. Someday.
I'm doing this right here in the 3-car garage because my garage is air conditioned because they live in Florida.
That's cool.
But I have a shop that's a big shop with like 18-foot ceilings, and I have another Firebird, which is pretty historic, just sitting there waiting for this one to be finished so I can start that. And what's going to happen is once this one goes to paint, then I'm going to be emptying this garage out and bringing everything to my shop so I can go back to having a legit shop. I'll put a lift in and do everything else I need to do because that car is going to get a full-on round tube, like pro stock, pro mod style chassis. So
Yeah,
I'm
my
not going to
Buick's
be
getting
building a pro stock style chassis here in my 3-car garage. It's not happening.
See me, like I'm doing nothing serious like you guys are. I'm a street guy. I 800 horsepower.
This is a street car.
Yeah, you guys. No. I feel like that's a great assault. Like I deal with racecrafters. Have you ever guys heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay, so Racecrafters is one of my best customers, Bob Wise. He sold a shitload of our units. That's the only transmission he'll sell, automatic wise. He's helping me with my Buick. And where was I going with this? Shit. So that's the only real race car I have, and it's just meant to be a street car. But he has cars down there that are full tubs, full chassis, like meant to be. They're pro mod street cars. That's what these guys.
The world
are
I come from.
Yeah, and I wish I could get there, but I just can't. That 52 truck.
That's what this thing is. What I'm doing here is I'm recreating a car I built and owned in the 70s. So that would be this car. So this car that I'm building now is a recreation of that car you're looking at.
Wow.
This car here is the one that's sitting in my garage. I mean, in my shop. I sold that one in '92, and I got it back a bunch of years ago, and that one's going to get completely rebuilt.
That's in essence what I drove all the way across the country.
Oh, yeah. So this car here, I got everything stripped out now because the back chassis is done. So all of my suspension stuff is sitting over there by the toolbox on the floor. I don't think you can see it. It's got a sheet metal housing. It's got coilovers with a 4-link, the whole deal.
Well, no, your framework there makes me want to get a hold of Dwayne and get a much better welder because mine is garbage.
You got to get a good TIG welder. See that?
Yeah,
Nick Miller.
I really do. I built this 52 truck a while ago with a Harbor Freight welder and an angle grinder. And if you guys know, like, nothing back then was bolted in. It was all riveted. So cutting those rivets was like the misery of my life.
I hate rivets.
Oh my God, those were the worst.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's the Buick that you have, Ryan? What's the Buick that you have? What kind of Buick?
Mine's a 85 Grand National. It's not an
Oh,
86.
right. That's what you were talking about before. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like a bastard, you know. It's an 85 with an 87 swap, and it's all chopped up and everything. So
nothing wrong with that.
I'm not a purist. The 3/8's kind of shot, in my opinion, and I'm not going to seek another one or machine it. So I was like, LS, like put a 60 in it. 204 hours too hard to get. Fuck it.
That's why Terry likes him so much.
Yeah.
Well, that's why Terry likes him so much, right?
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, it's my first LS. I know that's like, I tell that to people and they're like blown away, but like I've never had an LS. This is my first one.
Me neither.
Neither have I. Yeah.
I'm afraid of them.
Here's what I am. I'm hardcore.
Old school.
Yeah,
Big
like
block Chevy.
my Mini
heads.
Cooper.
Got a
My
couple
Mini is
sitting here.
my daily driver. I'm getting the AC line fixed because I'm too afraid of the damn thing. Fuck BMW. And so I've been driving my 52 truck all week. That's got a 454. I love the old blocks. Like they're so simple. Rochester 4-barrel. Grind the back flaps. Little mods to that.
Yep.
You know it.
Yeah.
So I love something that old. It's just simple to work on. It's fun to drive. Everybody loves it. It's ratty.
I started out modifying stuff in my mom's garage. I was a dirtbag street racer. Just got into building stuff, went to car shows. People liked what they saw. I went to the track. The car was pretty quick for its time. And then it turned into a business.
I used to jam in Joe's garage.
Yeah, building cars turned into a business, starting in my mom's garage, and then I had another place, and then another place, and then I went legit and grew over the years to the point where I had 8,000 square feet and 10 employees, and it was the biggest professional chassis shop in the history of Long Island.
So my start was I had an 03 Hyundai, which is actually sitting out back and still works. It's my first car. And I worked at Mays Drive-In for $5.15 an hour back then. I paid for a car payment, insurance, and I wanted to change my own oil. That's where all this fucking started. Yeah. Pulled it in a ditch, just enough to crawl underneath, bid her up, just to save $20. And then the modifications started. Not on the fucking Hyundai, that's still stock. Yeah. But I traded my dirt bike for a Mustang straight up, and that's where it spiraled.
That's the way you do it. Trade up.
Yeah.
One thing leads to another, to another, to another.
Sure.
All it had was a little bent push rod in the number 5 cylinder. And all I had to do was fix that, and it ran fine.
That's cool.
And that's where I learned how to build a T5 transmission and everything else, which I don't offer, but I do all kinds of shit off the books. And for myself, you know, T5s are fun. They're easy.
That's great.
Went out to a cruise night. Actually, Friday we were in Belmore, and then Monday night I went down to East Rockaway. Smaller night.
I miss going to Belmore.
It was hopping, man. It was crazy on last Friday. We'll probably go tomorrow too. But I drove there, and I drove Monday too, because my friend Kevin's car was down. He's got a '68 GTO convertible. It's all stock, mild. I like riding it because it kind of floats down Sunrise Highway, and it's quiet, and it's gentlemanly. You know, and he gets in my car, and I'm banging gears down the highway. So Monday I let him have it a little bit. We came back, and I ripped through the gears a little bit. He's like, "Holy shit!" He goes, "I forget that a Pontiac could do this." I'm like, well, when you build it like this, it can, yeah. But I said, I still like riding in your car, man. I feel like it's nice and cushy.
I miss Pontiac.
Long Island cruise nights were always awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy last week.
Deer Park Avenue, Hot Rod Burger King,
Right.
Long Beach Nathan's.
231. Come on,
231. 231 was my home.
That's the one that bit you. Bit you on the left one.
Unbelievable.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, I still get every now and then I get private messages from people.
Yeah.
You killed Deer Park Avenue. You son of a bitch.
Then there was one at a what the hell was it? It was a A&W root beer in West Islip. I used to go down to like on on Hubbard's Path or something like that. What the hell? I used to go. I was going that one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally, Jimmy Turk and Nelson invited me to that Mississippi big ass car cruise. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like 9,000 fucking vehicles.
Wow.
Is that the cruise the coast or something?
Yeah, cruising the coast, cruising the Gulf.
That's supposed to be
like
a really good show.
I'm trying to go to that. It's October is when it is.
Wow. Too bad I won't be ready, but there's always next year.
I'm not ready, but hell, I'll ride with Jimmy. I don't care. I just want to see it.
Yeah. I want to do drag week.
Drag week is a good week.
Yeah. I want to do drag week. I'll probably try and do drag week with this thing first. And then when I get the other car done, I'll do that. I'll drag that one out because that car will be fast. This car's not going to be fast. This car's going to be like a cruiser, maybe a 10-second car. The other one will be like a low 7, maybe even a high 6 with the
This is a cruiser, 10-second car.
Yeah.
Look, man, my 52 truck's got like 280 horsepower, and it just works stuff. It's got a 513 rear. It doesn't go fast.
Wow.
Yeah. See, that's the reason I want to get the overdrive transmission, because I got these gigantic 33-inch tires.
Yeah, those are big. I already see that.
Yeah, and but I only want to put at the most maybe a 410 gear in the rear, or even like a 390.
I was gonna say at the most 410, and even then you could go like if you settled on like a 60, 80, 700. Not so much the 80. The 80 has a lower gear set, but the 760, we could drop that 306 first to a 284 gear reduction. You do the math with your 411 and all that. I personally like a 373. I feel like it's like the all-around gear, no matter what you do.
Yep.
So I guess if you're,
I don't have an issue with a 73 or a 90 and a 411 or a 410, whatever, for a Ford rear end would be the absolute max I would think about going to with this car.
Those are 33-inch tall tires?
33 and a half. Yeah, they're 104-inch rollout.
I have 411s with the 700 and mine are 29. I mean, the higher the taller the tire, the more of a highway gear you're getting. So you could still go more than a 411 if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well,
and with the overdrive, but then actually with 411 with those tires, actually, because I tack on the highway doing about 65, 70, about 32, 33.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
Wow.
With the overdrive and the ratios, like let's say you're going with the 60, just for fuck's sake. You have 306 is first, and that's if we don't change it. Second gear is whatever. Third gear is 1-to-1. Fourth gear is 0.70, and then you have lockup. Mine's a bad example to give, but like I feel like 411 it's good. It would probably be fine for most things with your tire setup. I'm running the 513 with a 26-inch tire and overdrive.
That's a lot of gear for a 26.
It's a shitload. So at 2,000 RPM, I'm cruising at like 55 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well,
and it's quite a bit.
Back in the day when I had the black car, I used to run a 514 gear, At one point, I ran a 538 in the car, but
That's
it was just
insane.
it was way too much gear for a turbo 400. So I went down to a 513.
So
But I would drive that thing on the highway. I would get up on a highway and run the car at like 3,500 RPM. I was probably going maybe 58 or 60 miles an hour.
I haven't had the luxury of changing that, but I want to go to like a 342 personally for what the truck's going to be used for. It's a work truck. It's not a street race. You know what I mean?
That's
I
what
moved
this
half
one's
the
not.
shop
I'm
with
not
it.
racing this car. I'm driving this car. I'm putting air
Yeah.
conditioning in it. This is the car. Like I said, I'm recreating a car that I built in the late 70s, but I'm putting back all the stuff that I threw away. I'm putting back the power windows. I'm putting back air conditioning.
Put
power
back a
door
track.
lock. I'm putting
So-
back a radio.
To be honest with you, like if you really want to go like with that tire and a 411, 410 ratio, like
Mhm.
dude, I know the 60 gets a bad rap, but like I'd build you one with a 284 and I guarantee you'd be in love with it. Like forget the 306, that's steep. That was because GM wanted to make you feel like you had something in the old IROCs and stuff.
Right.
I think you'd like it.
I
I'd be
I
willing-
can't foresee this motor that I'm going to go through making more than a solid 450 to 500 horse. That's it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
horsepower
going-
don't matter. It's all about the ratios. And what
Yeah,
you're trying to do.
I mean, it's not going to be a high revving motor. It's just going to be a torquey pump gas street motor. The other car, forget about it. The other car is going to have a 632 with 4 stages of nitrous and all the other crap that goes with it.
Yeah,
But
you're
this one
crazy.
here, you want to just turn the key and drive.
right. And that's what I like about the truck. The Buick, that's my retard car. Like that
Right.
thing's gonna be stupid.
This thing's going to look fast, but it's not going to be fast.
Yeah, my
I can't have
But why
I can't
be-
have 2 of them that are just too difficult to drive and maintain. One I can get away with, not 2.
I know I'm starting to get too many. I got like 6.
Plus, my
And-
wife says she wants to be able to drive it, so that's the reason that it's gonna have an automatic in it. Because the original car was a 4-speed car.
So if you guys don't know, you can shift an automatic and not hurt it. I don't know if you guys know that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. A lot
Well-
of people come at me with that.
No. My other car, this car was a 4-speed, the one I'm reproducing here, and then the next one, the 81, started out as a 4-speed. It had a Ford top loader transmission, all cut up synchros and shifters, the whole 9 yards. It was a race transmission on the street. But then I went to a turbo 400, and it was a full manual reverse valve body. So you had to start out in first and shift to second, shift to third. You get to the stoplight, you got to put it back in first again. So it was like a manual automatic, and I don't have any problems with that because that's what I come from.
So
The next time around, that black car is getting this Lenko that's sitting here on the bench. I'm going. with
Lenkos
Lenko
are sweet.
4-speed.
I love how they put those together. And if you guys want a little tidbit,
It's got a bunch of
want a
turbo
full-
400 parts in it.
yeah, pretty much. And it's just like a little RX-7 motor. It's just like cylinders like just bolted together.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
If you guys ever do mess with an electronic transmission like a 4060 or whatever, and you want to do a full manual just for free, I'll give you this little tidbit. Go into tuning, max out your shift point to 255 miles an hour, and it won't shift. You can then do your full manual. That's free.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, fuck getting charged. Like I even tell guys that too. I offer it, like I do it my hydraulic way and everything. But if you don't have the money or whatever, that's another way you can do it. It's perfectly safe. Like it's fine.
I don't even want to put a reverse valve body in this thing. I want
This
to
will
put
be forward pattern.
a regular automatic shifter, forward pattern with the electronic overdrive, and just have something that I could get up on the highway and go.
That's personally what I like. I don't like the full manuals just because like you can shift it any way. Most controllers can lock out first, like no matter what. And if you really wanted to, you can change a shift point to 255 and lock it out. So putting it in drive, sometimes I'm lazy, and I love that.
That's what's going to happen with this almost all the time.
Yeah.
It's going to drop it in drive and go.
And if you want to kick it down, you can kick it down. Like, no big deal.
Yeah. So,
Hey guys, I gotta head to bed.
alrighty.
So take care, Ryan. Take care of yourself.
Yo, it was nice meeting you. I didn't catch many of your names
I'm
and
Scott.
all that, but Scott, I'm looking. Lewis, I've gotten to know Sam, Dwayne, all that. I'm looking to be on again, and just I'm sure I'll see you guys at some point or whatever.
Sure.
Always good time.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope I wasn't too belligerent in answering your questions.
No, not at all.
Oh.
That's how I like it. So
You haven't seen belligerent.
Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I just start going, and I can't.
No, that's not belligerent.
nothing wrong with that.
That's just thinking ahead of yourself. That's all.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But hey, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I full build video, whatever.
Well, knock on wood, there's nothing wrong with my transmission, but if I ever have a problem, it looks like I got a better guy. So,
or even fucking advice, I'll give it to you. Like the 255-mile-an-hour first manual thing. I'll tell you.
That's
how to
so
do
cool.
stuff.
I never even knew you could do that.
Oh man, tuning's amazing. You have no idea the shit you can do.
I can imagine. I see guys that tune motors and all of that other stuff. Me, I can tune a suspension. I can.
Well,
I can tune a car audio system.
I could tune a drag race engine that's got carburation and nitrous oxide, but fuel injection. I had a car here. Ray knows. I had a '67 Camaro I did for a friend of mine, and it had Holley fuel injection on it. I had problems with it. I had to call a local tuner and convince him to come to my house to go through the map on that thing. And he's over there banging away on that keyboard, and I'm looking at this map that's got waves and different colors, and blocks of that map are changing, and I'm like, dude, that's like figuring out how you got to go to Mars. I'm totally lost on any of that.
That's how I felt when I was learning how to tune these damn things. Like, I started with a program where you just drag lines, which was really easy, RPM versus mile an hour, and I started to get it. And then we got more complicated.
Unreal.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right.
So
Take care.
All right,
Nice
Scott,
meeting
take
you.
it easy.
Take care, my man.
Sign
So
off.
yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm like a Facebook whore. I'm all over Facebook. So you can find this thing on there if you go and look for Half Breed the Resurrection.
I was gonna say I don't got a pen and paper, but I've been writing Tony Angelo and Half Breed Resurrection on my hand.
You'll wake up in the morning and what the hell happened?
Have you
was
seen
that?
Lucky Costa's in the hospital with COVID?
Yes, I saw it 'cause I follow him on Instagram.
Right, that's what he's posting. He didn't look so good today.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the COVID 2019 in November before it really hit.
Really?
I think, I'm not sure. I never got tested. I don't know, but I've been fine ever since. But it was a sickness like I never felt. I still disagree with a lot of things, but
Oh yeah.
I think it's like the biggest magic trick ever, personally.
It's real, but they're hyping it up and making it worse than it is.
Sure.
I agree. Me, Dwayne, and Sam, and everybody had this discussion in the pool while we were drinking Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Did you guys all see my governor today?
I heard DeSantis did something.
Oh
What's going
man,
on?
oh man. He go look around. Just Google it.
I'm sure I'll see him.
He basically told Biden he can go F himself.
Okay.
He
So
told
did
him
my sweet
straight up.
grandmother.
He told him straight up, do not even think that you're going to tell my people what to do because I'm going to stand in your way. And then he
I'll be right back, guys.
reiterated with, until you decide to fix your problem at the border, I don't even want to hear one little pip about COVID from you. He told him straight. It made the national news. It was the first thing on the ABC 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock national news tonight.
I did hear when I was coming in and out. I heard something on the TV, but I couldn't stop.
They're all going crazy.
Yeah.
He basically said, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me how to run my state. Don't tell my people what they have to do. If they want to wear a mask, they'll wear a mask. If they want their kids to wear masks in school, the kids will wear masks in school. I don't need you telling me what to do.
Right.
Until you fix your problem on the border, don't come talk to me.
Well, he hasn't admitted he has a problem with the border. So as far as he's concerned,
my wife said, I wonder if he even knows what's going on. I wonder if they even tell him what's going on.
Nice, Brian.
Those are cool.
Matco masks.
They're masks that Mako sent us.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, that deal with Matco franchises here in Florida.
Yeah.
I filled out the form and they got back to me, but I haven't opened up the emails.
Really?
Man, I wish you should. You should have before you done that. When you do that, you gotta tell them you talked to me.
Okay, I will.
Because I get a point, and points are important with Mako with that.
Well, I actually want to find out about it because I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can let the dudes that work for me run my deal, and I go out and do the Matco stuff.
All right.
Become a Matco man.
Well, the only problem is now that you've done it, damn, I wish I would have known, John, because
all I did was it was like an advertising thing saying there's stuff available in the Tampa area, and then I put my email address in. That was all I did.
Yeah.
And then they got back to me.
And then when you tell them that you talk to Brian McKinney in Maryland, but you tell them that because that actually, if that goes on, I get a biff. I get a point towards my buying.
All right. Yeah.
I didn't want to ask you, Brian. We had who the hell do we have on Sunday? Had the guy from Mighty Vac.
Oh yeah, Mighty Vac guy. He was good.
And he mentioned his Matco dealer's name. I wanted to run it by you, but I haven't.
Yeah, Bob. What was that, Bob?
Slaughter something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's an old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know of him. I don't know him. Yeah. I know of him though.
I'll tell you what. I had this Matco half-inch that would rip a fucking diesel nut off like nobody's business. It was old and just steel, no case. Like this thing was badass.
That's the old Thunder gun right there.
Yeah, that thing was couldn't touch it.
Yeah,
well, I was using my 21 millimeter carbon fiber coated Matco wheel socket, lug socket. I tell you, just love putting that thing on and seeing the sun hit it. Like, man, this is fucking nice.
Mine was old, scratched up and gouged.
It's just a socket. It's a extended socket. It's cool.
This thing never quit.
I really hate doing paperwork and getting ready for taxes.
Yeah, me too, dude. Don't say the P word. Everybody hates that word.
And the sad part about it, my dad did all my paperwork. And since his passing, man, I didn't give him a big enough hug for the garbage that I gave him, man. I tell you, man. I'm sorry, Dad. God, yeah. I know he's looking down laughing because he always said, man, some of your notes and some of your numbers don't really add up, And I said, Dad, just slide it through. It all goes. Don't worry.
Slide it through.
This fucking
nice.
Because unfortunately, my dad was very black and white. There was a very small gray area. Mine 4 times the size of what his was.
Well, yeah, look at Brian's head. There's a bigger gray area, right?
Yeah, it's a bigger gray area.
Yeah, there's only 2 things in life that are certain: death and taxes.
That's right.
Oh, God, and I hate
God damn it.
That's it. I pay way too much in taxes.
Oh, me too. Doesn't everybody?
Yeah.
Sales tax. What do you call
Income
it?
tax, property
Income-
tax.
Payroll tax. I gotta pay. It's like
It's
Hey,
your ass
I
tax.
gotta pay unemployment employee tax, and I only have
I got that too.
but I
Oh,
don't have
there's-
employees.
There's the payroll tax. There's that.
Why are you paying unemployment?
That's
tax?
for all those fuckers here in Maryland that sits around and collects a paycheck that don't work.
Ah,
See, I'm
Yeah.
paying that stuff because I actually have employees.
Yeah, I don't have any employees, but I got to pay that son of a bitch.
Get
We've
outta
got.
That's Maryland. Ray,
Workers'
run far
comp.
away. Keep going.
I think we've. got
I'd love to have you as a neighbor. I would love to have you as a neighbor.
yeah.
Keep going.
That's why I told you, man. You need to move to Florida. Take one of the routes.
Yeah. Well, I got one more. I got one more in high school, and I don't know. You never know what happens after that.
Right. Right.
I don't know. It's cool.
Mine's
It was so
coming with
weird
me.
that I got that, thing showed up, said, hey, we have routes available where you live. Become a Matco man. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's pretty awesome, man.
You'd be a good tool dealer, John.
Might be great.
Instead
buy
of
out, yeah.
having, instead of having like coolers with Gatorades, you could have like coolers with cannolis in them.
Yeah, exactly.
You could be like our Snap-on guy. You buy a shitload of stuff. You win an AR-15. You have the best
Oh,
smoke
nice.
There
There
ever
you
was.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I would
smart.
love to do one of those contests, but in the Washington area, the DC area, that's
Oh yeah.
really frowned upon.
Yeah.
So all my guys are like obsessed with the gas station, and I told them if they did a good job, I'd buy them a hot dog roller. So I was like, whoever fucking builds the most gets the hot dog roller. Well, Mr. Josh did it. So on his fucking big old $30,000 Snap-on toolbox, he has a $140 gas station hot dog roller. That's incentive.
Wow.
That's incredible.
They've been eating tube-shaped meat for 3 months now.
Ah.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I tell you, there's
a couple-
nothing like a nice, fresh, cooked, rolled dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one off of it, and it was probably the best hot dog I ever had. It was
A
very
couple
good.
years ago, Snap-on came out with a hot dog roll, branded Snap-on. God knows where it came from, but they were selling.
Oh, they have all kinds of gimmicks and everything like anymore. They have a RC car, a cooler on wheels that you can remote control, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
I always see those guys at the swap meets with the cooler that they could drive.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's the one.
Right. You always see that English Town swap meet. Used to always be like 3 or 4 of those guys.
Right.
I got a hot dog roller for my smoker.
Nice.
Nice smoking
Yeah.
hot dogs. Oh God,
The
that's got
smoker.
Yeah. And I tell you, you put that thing on there and you put some sausages and you put some dogs and you just let it sit there and you
Let
do
'em
the
roll.
Yeah. Get some bratwurst,
Yep.
knockwurst. Yeah.
That's
Can't eat any of that stuff anymore. I'm on a diet.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. I know. Well, you're being good, John.
I lost 5-6 pounds already in 4 days.
Okay. All right.
But when you get on a diet and you go from eating 4,000 calories a day down to 1,100, you're gonna lose weight.
You're gonna, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, right there with you, John. Unbelievable.
But yeah, the other thing I did is I totally laid off coffee in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and I used that fake stevia sugar.
Yeah.
So I'm not having coffee and I'm not using that sugar. And 3 days in, all of a sudden, I feel clarity and I'm not so exhausted. And I'm like, I wonder if that sugar had anything to do with anything.
No, straight up. Laying off of coffee in the morning when I vape, whatever, make fun of me. I quit smoking and I laid off of coffee because coffee and cigarettes make me want to go hand in hand. Ever since I quit coffee, oh man, let me tell you what, it's made a world of difference. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm drinking it right now in the afternoon because I'm tired as hell. But in the morning, I don't touch it. it's better.
Well, I'm finding I'm not tired during the day already, and I don't know. I just have more energy. Like within a couple of days of laying off my regular routine, I'm losing weight and I'm feeling better already, and I'm sleeping better too. So I'm like, all right.
On Sunday, I didn't have a chance to have breakfast or anything, so I stopped the deli by the house. I just grabbed a buttered roll. I'm eating it on the way up to the studio. So the girl was like, "Is that all you need?" I told her, she was on, "You need any coffee?" I'm like, "No, I already had a pot." And she did, "Huh? A pot?" I'm like, "Yeah." I percolate a pot and I drank it. Like, what's the problem? She was, "I like that." I'm like, "Yeah."
That's it.
No
So,
biggie.
I don't know. I got to get down like to 200 pounds
Wow.
or
Okay.
less.
All right. You did drop a lot after you went through the knee thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You did. You dropped a lot.
I started out at this diet deal started out at 279.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I want to lose a good 80 pounds.
Right. Well, it's hard work, but
Every time I feel like I'm hungry and it's like in between when I'm not supposed to be eating anything, I just drink a lot of water.
Right.
Yo, best thing.
Start playing those drums again,
but
man.
I drink a ton of water to begin with, though. I drink water.
Yeah, but
I keep like 4 bottles of water in the truck with me, and I'm just downing bottles of water all day long.
And then, like he said, play them damn drums, dude. That's a fucking workout.
Yeah.
Right now, my drum set is set up like 2 giant Christmas trees in the spare bedroom. I got bass drums on the floor toms, snares are laying on their side. My whole kit is down because I used to have it here in the garage, and then I got dragged back into this car building shit. So I took the drum set and put the drum set in the house.
Fuck cars.
Well, like I'm saying, once this leaves and all of my equipment, all my machinery, my welders, my drill press, my toolbox, my tubing bender, my sheet metal brake and shear, and all of this crap is all going to the other shop where I'm going to be setting up a legit, workshop, chassis shop. I have everything. There's a bunch of equipment that's over there that's not being used. This place will be empty. I'll put the drum set back, and I'll have a place to park this thing. This is going to be a garage where you can just park a car, as opposed to a place where you're working on stuff. The other shop is 2 miles away from my house. It's only 2 miles away.
One of the best things I ever did, just even to like practice double bass or anything, was buy I bought a set of pedals and this mono like foam pad beater that hooks to the pedal. And you could sit there and like read a magazine and watch TV, and it's a silent pad, and just work it. I do that for like 2-3 hours, and like I lost like 5 pounds doing it, which whatever. But like it helped like in so many ways. Like, dude, you just sit there and do that shit. I couldn't believe when I started how hard drumming was.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah,
best thing you could do.
I sat there like,
go to a music store.
Musicians have it so easy.
go to a drum store or a music store and buy this book that was written. God, I think it was written like in the 50s. Syncopation.
Right.
Syncopation. Let me write that down. Look.
Get a piece of
paper. Look at that shit.
There you go.
Paper.
We got Tony Angelo and everybody on here.
That's it. It's a blue and white book, and it's got this guy. He looks like a real syncopation. The dude on the cover. There's a guy on the cover. He's wearing a full suit with a tie, white shirt, and I think he's got glasses. Wireframe glasses, and he's in traditional grip.
Yeah.
And he's standing there with a snare drum on this like real vintage shitbag flat bass stand.
Right.
It's just called Syncopation. And in there, you will find every single rudiment you can think of in different variations for your hands for the snare drum. And once you learn that book, then the next thing you do is you take those different syncopated pieces and you start moving around the drum set.
Oh, absolutely.
And one of the most important things you could learn is a paradiddle.
Yes, paras and flamadiddles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paradiddles are usable anywhere, and learn how to do paradiddles on your bass drum. If you could do paradiddles with your hands and paradiddles with your feet and syncopate between hands and feet to do paradiddles, people look at you like you're a fucking maniac.
Well, yeah, because it sounds simple.
Some of the best drummers in the world, actually some of the worst drummers in the world that know how to do paradiddles sound like some of the best drummers in the world. Paradiddles make you sound like you're a badass professional.
So paradiddles and flamadiddles, and like there's like a less is more thing to that.
Oh yeah.
And right, left, and like left, right, left.
And you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed what you could do with a single stroke roll by using accents on that single stroke roll or rim shots. You can sound like a man, like a nut job, just by doing accents and rim shots on a single stroke roll. And it's the easiest thing you could ever learn.
I'm excited because I just bought a Ludwig Black Magic snare. The nickel crate. Yeah. Nice. $350.
Well worth it.
Well worth it. Brass, nickel plated snare drum. It was great. I don't want to change the heads.
Is that a 6-inch? 6 or 8?
Mine is a 6.5 inch one. All right. The 8-inch was just like it's
it's big.
It's way too big. Yeah. I'm a 5 and 6-inch guy.
Yeah, mine's
and I'm a short guy. Like I'm 5'4". Like I know I'm fucking small. I can't fucking sit there and grasp that. Like it's just deep. Like I'm straddling this fucking thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. I have a Superphonic 400, all metal, and then I have a wood maple, 6x14 Ludwig. I have all Ludwigs.
Yeah.
That's my festival snare is a 6x14 maple.
Yeah.
You guys ever mess with pork pie?
Pork pie's good.
Pork pie's good.
Yeah. They got some cool stuff.
I have one of those. I like it, but not as much as the Black Magic. That's
yeah.
Do you play?
Pork pie's got some crazy designs on their snares.
Do you play conventional or matched grip?
I can't say enough to where I'm even an experienced drummer. I'm really not.
Learn to play both.
Well,
I dabble around everywhere, and I don't think I'm good enough to even say if I play a style or not. Like I'm just going to be honest. I've only been doing this.
Hold the stick. I mean, just your preference of left hand grip.
I'm a righty. I mean, that's my lead hand. You know what I mean? I don't have the understanding of music down quite yet. Like I literally just learned to read sheet music probably like 3 months ago.
Oh, that's
and
great.
I'm starting to understand like scales and things like that.
Sure.
But I don't have a very good understanding of what I'm doing yet. But as far as feeling goes, I can definitely play along with my buddies and everything else, and I just have a lot of fun with it.
Well, one of the best things you could do is to throw a set of earbuds or earphones on. I like to use earphones because they isolate the sound of the drums and just play along to music and play everything.
I have the ear monitors and everything.
Yeah.
And we have a badass PA system in my room and all that, all PV stuff and everything.
Cool.
It's very nice.
Best thing you could do is just throw on the phones and just start playing music. Put on anything.
Yep.
Learn to play everything. Play stuff from like Chicago if you're into jazz. Some of the best drum riffs are from those guys.
Even though I'm into metal,
play hard rock, play metal.
we don't play a lot of metal at all. We play a lot of classic rock, similar to like the Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, and everything era.
There you go.
If we get bored, we'll do some funk, you know, just all around. And
Sly and the Family Stone.
George, yeah. George Parliament,
Oh yeah.
Funkadelic.
There you go.
I want to find a picture of the stuff we have.
So let me ask you a question. When you're playing metal, do you use those beaters that are flat plastic so that your bass drums sound like a click track?
Yeah.
I have those.
Why as I'm not a metal guy, so and you say you're a metal guy, why do they do that? Why do you want your beautiful bass drums to sound like a fucking electric click track?
See, I don't do that, but I understand why. I think it depends on the area that you're playing in. Like if you're playing in a wide open, like, you know, concert and you're miking it and everything the right way, that probably has a benefit. But for me to play in a small room, I use the padded end just because of the overtone issue and everything like that.
Yeah.
But bass drums are beautiful. Now, I did buy their Trick Dead Blows. They're a metal beater with a thing of sand in them.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so it gets that little extra
They're
like a dead blow hammer.
They're like $40 a beater, but I have 3 of them and they are fucking worth it. Like they are very nice. But for just playing in the room with your buddies, they're not worth it. You know what I mean? Like if you were playing in a more open area, they really punch.
Yeah, but they're not good. They're not good if you're looking to be fast.
No, they're not. They're very heavy.
There's too much going on inside them.
The light DWs, the light plastic with the padded end, that you can flip them around. You know what I mean?
That's what I have on my 9000s.
Depending on your preference of the pad or the plastic, that's what I personally like.
I just hate the sound of the plastic beaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a metal strip you can buy, like the Kevlar strip and everything, to make it more clacky. I've played around with a lot of things.
Yeah, so I mean, like you hear all this metal stuff, and these guys they've got it's like tick 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 tick.
Now when I got my
Why
kid,
would you want your bass drum to sound like that?
When I got my kid, I had a wood beater, like a mahogany beater, and I changed it to a felt.
Yeah.
I'm using a Aquarian Super Kick 2 head with.
Me too.
They're super nice. I love them.
Very nice.
Dampening.
The Super
and then
Kick
I'm using the DW lightweight with the pad on the end.
That's cool.
Right.
Whatever they're called. And then as far as toms go, it's the Evans hydraulic that we talked about.
Right. I use the Evans ECs. EC1s, EC2s.
Yeah, I got Remos on everything.
Yeah.
I used to be a fan of Remo.
I may go back to Remo when I set the kit up again.
Yeah.
And put like an ambassador on the snare and coat it on
mine are coated heads, yeah.
Yeah.
I like for bass drum specifically, I like the Aquarian Super Kick 2 well over the Remo Power Stroke heads. Like it's better. It just is. Or at least on my Pearl.
What type of sticks do you use?
I have a favorite. So I was busting the shit out of all sticks. ProMark, Rebound, 2As and 2Bs.
Okay.
Depending on your preference. ProMark is got.
Oh my God, telephone poles.
Yeah.
Well, depending on your preference, I use the 2As, but they have like this acorn tip and it's a maple stick. It don't break. It doesn't. And you can go a step further and get the Mike Portnoys, which are a lot beefier.
Yeah.
Best stick ever.
I use ProMark 7As.
Yeah.
7As.
7As with a plastic acorn tip on them.
I use the plastic tips too.
Yeah, because they give you that really good ping on your ride cymbal.
Yep.
I never tried the plastic.
I played jazz and rock.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So I use the 7As because the 7As are thin.
I don't think I have one down here, do I?
I never tried the plastic. I'm gonna try that.
Plastic will make your ride cymbal get a really good ping sound, for like when you're doing ride work.
My ride cymbal's garbage. I busted mine and I had to fucking pull out a Sabian BX8.
Pro Mark 7A with a plastic tip.
Oh, you got the same stick as me.
That's it.
It's an awesome stick.
Yeah.
So the sticks I've been using are still ProMark, but they have the black sweat coating on them.
Yeah. The rubber stuff on the back.
Get that shit. It is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It don't slip. You
know what I noticed now that I got back into it? When I grab the sticks, I need like 2 different size sticks for my hands to feel right.
Really?
It's like
there's people like that.
Yeah. It just the same size sticks feel wrong. I gotta have I need one larger than the other.
Which one are you using a larger one on your right hand?
Yeah, I'm just playing around with it. I really don't have any larger ones. I have some larger ones that just have that acorn, the wooden tip, but I don't like those. I like the nylon tip, and I use the Regal. I was using Regal tip rock with the plastic tip, and they're all like 7As, the smallest stick.
I got a couple of Vic Firths also.
Yeah, but I watched a couple of those videos, and we talked about it, how they make the sticks. It's fucking amazing.
Vics are good.
And then when they actually size them and weigh them and they match up all of them, I mean, you never think that they put that much work into.
All the big name stick companies do that.
Yeah.
I didn't care for Donner Donner sticks.
No, I never even heard of that.
They're big on Amazon. They have a shitload more reviews than ProMark and everybody, but I got them. They're too light and they're too fragile. Like I shattered them on one play.
I also, but I don't remember the name of the company because it was in the 70s when I had the high school band. I had these hollow aluminum sticks.
Oh yeah, I had those too way back 100 years ago.
With the plastic tip on.
Yeah,
them. But I don't know who made them.
Mine were blue. They were blue anodized. The ones I had.
Yeah, I had black anodized ones.
They're still around.
Who made them?
And then when you go into the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
In New York.
I was there in Florida.
And I bought a pair of flamed drumsticks.
We go to the one in Tampa all the time because I live near Tampa.
Yeah.
I was younger. I went to Disneyland with my family. And there.
Orlando Hard Rock, sure.
Had to have the.
They still have the sign up on I-275 for ZZ Top.
Oh yeah.
At the Hard Rock, August 19th.
Well, they're still playing shows. They got the Dusty's drum tech, Dusty's guitar tech.
He's going to play bass.
Fill it in, yeah.
Wow.
Because he did a lot of the work. He did a lot of the,
Well, I was going to buy tickets to see them, and I don't know if they're going to cancel or continue on. I don't know.
I heard something on Sirius. I was listening to, I forget who it was. Meg Griffin, one of them. But they said Dusty's, one of his wishes was the band should go on. The band should play. Like, that's not play. So they were playing the night that he passed. They had a show, and they were saying, they were going to play that show in his honor.
Wow. And then I had really, really good seats to see Rolling Stones at the arena where Bucks play.
The Jericho Tour.
Yeah. And then COVID hit, and so they canceled out. They just said they were postponing.
Yeah.
And it went like 8 months, and there was no announcement.
Right.
So I went back to American Express, and I said, I want my money back on these tickets. And they were like, yeah, not a problem. Yeah. So I got my money back. Then they announced that they're coming back.
Right.
Oh, see, if you would have kept those tickets, we could see them. And now Charlie Watts, he bailed.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Charlie Watts is very sick.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to do the tour. So now somebody's going to have to fill in for Charlie.
Banging on the drums like a Charlie Watts.
Yeah, so.
Those guys are older than us.
I know. I was at the bar. I'm like, well, I'm glad we're not going to go see the Stones.
Right.
She's like, well, why don't you reach out to Mick and tell him I'll play?
There you go.
Because I told her, I said, Charlie's not a good drummer.
No.
He's very basic, 4/4.
Yeah,
he doesn't do anything.
Right.
She goes, you should reach out to Mick Jagger and tell him you'll take the spot for Charlie.
In fact, back when I first started playing, Satisfaction was on the radio. That was like on the radio. And the guy who was teaching me drums, like he let me sit on his kit and I wanted to play Satisfaction. Like, you ain't playing that shit on my drum kit. And he's putting on like Lighthouse and ELP and Chicago. He's like, you're going to learn this stuff. I'm like, all right.
Did you ever listen to the hi-hat on Satisfaction? Do you notice that he breaks the beat? That it's like da 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 da.
I'll have to pay attention to it next time I hear it.
It's not a constant.
I have.
It's not a constant da 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 da. It's like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Some of that shit, even Guns N' Roses, the one song when I first started, took me forever to learn. It wasn't Paradise City. It was Paradise City. It was when the hi-hat starts going steady.
Yeah.
That took forever for me to grasp when I started. Oh my god, that doom dan doom dan doom, and then all the rest and everything, and then bringing that in too constantly. Yeah. Oh man, was that rough?
If you want to learn some really, really cool drum stuff from an awesome guy, go on YouTube and type in Vans, VANS drumming, or VANZ drumming.
So who I've been watching lately is Thomas Lang.
Lang.
Yeah, Lang. He does paradiddles and triplets and doublets and all that. Like, I have never seen in my life. He is like a speed demon. He's just like, Durr. It sounds like a machine gun.
When I got back into playing drums here in Florida, I sought out a teacher to give me a refresher course. And I found this guy local. And he's got a boatload of YouTube videos. He's hilarious. The dude is funnier than hell. And he's really, really good. And if you just go on his YouTube site and start looking at his stuff, and he breaks down all these different beats and fills, and he makes it real easy for you to figure out what he's doing. The guy's phenomenal.
I'm starting to like learn more. Like, I figured out, like, I've tried to watch and shit. And once I learned sheet music, I'm starting to learn, like, I'm better at reading that than I am actually watching shit. Like, it makes sense. Hi-hats are up top, bass, toms, bass is at the bottom. Drums are easy. I don't know about guitars and stuff. My buddies they can be in charge of that shit. Yeah. But whatever.
I always wanted to learn how to play guitar, and I never did.
I tried it.
Yeah. I was teaching myself guitar, and then I switched to the drums. And there was a lot of times I wished I would have stuck with the guitar.
And my biggest mistake was when I was in elementary school, I went for piano lessons and hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
And then walked away after about 2 years, and then got into drums when I was in middle school. And then they invented the synthesizer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I realized you're an asshole.
Right.
Because if you could play keyboards, you could be a complete band.
You could have been Carl Palmer. Yeah.
You could do anything.
Yeah. Very true.
And to this day, I wish that I knew how to play piano, because I would love to be somewhere, anywhere. You're in Disney and you're in the Grand Floridian Hotel and there's a big grand piano. Or you're in the airport and there's a piano sitting in the bar. To be able to just sit down and start banging out like some Billy Joel stuff.
Right. So let me tell you this stuff. All right. So do you guys know Ed? Do you guys know Nelson's friend Ed Beard? The guy with the van.
He was on the show.
Hours.
Yeah, we've had him. The airbrush guy.
Yeah.
All right. So Ed's the airbrush guy. He actually, I never knew this. I thought he was from California. He's 45 minutes away from me, and he's seen me as a kid when I worked my first job at Maze.
Cool.
Yeah. So we ran into each other after all these years in Alabama. Ed sits down in the Coldwater Inn Hotel and starts banging out their grand piano like nobody's business. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, he can really play. Like, really well. That was crazy. And to know somebody that local that can do that.
He's living John's dream.
Yeah.
He was.
Every time we go someplace and I see a piano, I always say to myself, I should have kept up with it, or I should have got back into it and learned it so I could sit down and just bang out Angry Young Man out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
You start playing it, people are going to come around.
The piano is the most beautiful, best instrument, in my opinion, there ever was.
It's the ultimate percussion instrument.
People that can do that, it adds everything to anything. It is the best.
It's unreal.
And he was pissed off at it because it was one of those electric grand pianos. He's like, it's not good.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic.
But
at
if it's made by Roland, it's a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, it's not. I think it was a cheapie, but still.
I still have bucket list stuff that I got to take care of. I have to do. I got to buy a complete old school Marshall full stack with a 200-watt lead head, just so I can say I have it. Not that I can use it, but so I have it. And a really, really nice Roland, piano, electric piano.
You know what'll make you feel better? A wall of fake amps, fake Marshalls.
Right?
Yeah.
Behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Every rock star has one.
I know. See, 'cause, I walk into, Guitar Center, and you look at a Marshall full stack today that's full electronic or a hybrid electronic tube, and it's only about 5.5 to 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Whereas my days, the 1960A, the angled cabinet, the 1960B flat cabinet, they all had 12-inch speakers in it. And then the 200-watt head, it was 7 feet tall. If you had a Marshall full stack, you were the baddest dude on the block.
Times have changed.
Times have changed, but I still want to get, they're still out there.
I
want to get an old school full stack.
It's just like now you can carry that MIG welder like a suitcase. It's like, now we got the new the what do you call it? Yeah, the electronic machines. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
That's it.
Nice.
I feel like the older stuff sounded so much warmer.
A Leslie cabinet.
Everything, yeah.
On your
and not just music equipment, even old tools. They were stronger, better, faster. Like the old music stuff just sounded more tone and everything.
Yeah,
it was different.
Everything's different.
That makes me sad.
Everybody's different. Now you're different.
I'm caught in the middle. I'm that generation that grew up with no cell phones and everything, and then got thrust into it. Like I've had both, and it sucks being caught.
Yeah, we had dial phones. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I had dial phones.
Fuck, man, I remember car phones and shit. Like my mom had one. It was a Cadillac.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. Obviously, we figured out, but nobody abused it. When I
had a pretty early car phone in 1993 from Cellular One.
Oh, Cellular One, yeah, remember that.
I was amazed because it had there was like a stick, a bendable stick.
Bending stick, yeah.
And the phone was like this big.
It was like a house phone.
It was like kind of like a house phone, yeah, with the numbers on the backside.
Yeah.
And it had a cord, and it went to a box.
Hello?
And a cable.
It's for you.
Yeah.
It's actually plugged into a cell phone, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They had to mount this big, amplifier box behind the back seat of the truck.
Right.
Run the cable up, and then it was like a double stick. It was like an antenna that was a little whip.
Right.
That went on the outside, and then there was a piece that was on the inside, and it transmitted.
It was a little curly thing and went straight.
Yeah.
And then you guys know Dwayne and everything, and he's at the pool telling me about how he's a representative. And he's carrying around this purse, with the battery and the fucking
phone.
Right.
Yeah, the bag phone. He is bitching so hard about that shit. About drowning himself.
A big brick.
StarTAC.
The brick phone.
Yeah.
But my mother had the car phone in a Cadillac. I remember that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was the first thing I stuck in my dually when I bought my first dually in '93. I'm like, I need a cell phone because I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
But when you know that you come to all in when you have the ultimate phone in your garage, though.
Which one's that?
What's
Bro?
that?
is that an iPhone?
Oh, a wall
No.
phone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's the bat
shit!
phone.
There it is.
Oh, the bat
It's
phone.
the
bat
bat
phone.
phone.
I
I was
actually
gonna
have
say-
a bat phone.
That
I have a
iPhone
real
you're holding is
iPhone.
garbage.
That's so cool.
So
That
is this
one that has no buttons. That's a call in. That came
Oh,
from a hotel.
really?
Yeah, that's the one that you pick up and you would
Rings automatically.
Yeah.
yeah, well you would call like when they paged you, you picked it up and then they would transfer the phone.
Right.
And I put a light in it. So when the house phone rings, that lights up so that I could see it when I'm in the shop working, in the garage working.
Right.
See,
Right.
I miss the house phone with the 90-foot spiral cord that you
Right,
just draw
right.
along the house.
I still got one in my kitchen.
So the girls came down one day and said, "You have the bat phone?" And I said, "Hey, as a tool guy, you gotta have all the connections."
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. The tool guy is important.
Oh man.
So, but they all
My guys,
the phone
they'll spend their whole fucking lunch on the damn tool truck, like
Oh, yeah.
the whole time.
Sure.
I got one guy that just buys flashlights.
Yeah. I like
number
that.
one
Yeah.
seller.
That's all he buys. And he sold my ass. Like I have this. Best thing I
Bring
ever
my
bought.
Mac go light with me to North Carolina.
No, unfortunately, it's Snap-on. But this
Oh, no,
fucking
yeah, the
neck
neck light,
light.
yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
he sold my ass.
Yeah.
It's the best damn thing.
They are very good. Yeah. I got the easy red version. I got a Mac go light. Got
I
Mac
gotta
go.
get one of those.
I put them on my
It's great.
head. I put it on my head.
Yeah, you can even
Yeah.
just, you know,
That's
Right.
a good
wherever
idea.
you want. Your
Does
head,
that-
your
the
dick,
light goes
whatever
really
you
well.
want.
When I get into wire in a car, I'll have to order one from you.
Yeah.
Oh, under the dash, man. Whew.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
It's
tell me
better
what
than-
you want.
All right. I'll look it up online.
Yeah.
Let you know.
I'm an orange guy.
Yeah, orange,
Yeah, orange.
green, or red. I got all your favorite flavors.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had to buy it at Milwaukee
It's
Toolbox.
not
'cause
blueberry.
It was on sale. $600 for this massive thing with the USBs and everything.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
a deal.
Mm.
Who
You know,
would ever
Brian, I was-
bought USBs in the toolbox.
I know.
No,
was
it's on the
doing the,
outside.
I had to do the brake job on the RAV4 today, so I needed, with 3/8, 12-inch ratchet to break the caliper bolts, 14-millimeter socket, grab my mid socket, and I went to get that. Oh, and there was my beautiful black Matco ratchet. I said, no. I said, I don't want to get this ratchet dirty. So I grabbed the chrome snap-on ratchet. I said, I'll get this one dirty. I can wipe it off. I don't want to get that Matco ratchet dirty. It's too pretty.
Yeah.
I used it the other day, though. I was using it on the GTO. I had to do some work
Yeah.
on the goat. I took
How
the
do you like when you got a tool with like a colored,
custom, the comfort grip.
comfort grip, green and black, red and black, blue and black. How do you clean that?
WD-40.
WD-40.
Yeah.
Either WD-40 or starting fluid in a rag.
Okay.
Well, you gotta be careful with the starting.
Starting
Yeah.
fluid kind of beats up the rubber and the plastic. though.
Eventually,
I don't know, man.
The stuff like
That
Tubber
is-
towels, they work pretty good too, but the WD-40 works immediate.
Wow.
I got see that there's a box sitting by my leg there. That's 3 boxes stacked up. We go through starting fluid here like you would not believe.
Yeah.
That ether, man, that cleans everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my snap-on ratchet is like probably 7 years old, and the rubber grip is fine. I spray it off, wipe it down real quick. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, WD-40 though is the ultimate.
Yeah.
Man, this thing's almost at 2 hours.
I know. 248.58.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Look at
Yeah, it's the same. Is that a locking head or no?
Yep, locking head.
Okay, I'm using the same ratchet without a locking head, and I have the locking head version in a non-comfort grip, and I like
It's
that.
that stupid little button.
I know.
Yeah,
You got to kind of push it to the side, but you get used to it.
yeah, you get used to it, and like she's got some dings and dents, but she's
Yeah.
been heavily used.
Yeah.
It's been thrown around the shop a few times.
I threw it through the drywall one time. Doing the truck. I'm not very proud of that.
That must have been
I'm a pretty cool guy, but there's some things that really piss me off.
Ryan, just to let you know, sometimes this thing just shuts down.
Well, at 3 hours it might. I mean, that's kind of long.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't nothing like last year. Last year I was on the show. I couldn't get my internet to quite work, but like it just kept shutting down when Lewis had that other service or whatever he was doing.
Blue Jeans.
Right.
Yes, he was having trouble with multiple people.
Right.
Yeah. This one's pretty good.
Yeah, this has been a pleasant experience. My video quality is really good. I have a really good
everybody's got a 10 out of 10 internet connection tonight, which is good.
Yeah,
so it actually shows you what the signal strength is?
Yeah, I can see it on the like right above everybody's picture. There's a like a cell, like when they show you how many bars you have.
Yeah.
And when I mouse over it, it says X, however many out of 10, and everybody is 10 out of 10.
See now, I switched out from full screen so I could hit a tab and try to look for something, and then when I came back, and it seems like my camera doesn't want to fully focus like it did before.
Huh.
To me, the picture looks a little blurry.
All right.
Yours
used to be really sharp.
Yours was sharp before, and his was not. Me and
I don't know.
Brian?
I'm bad with names.
Me?
All right, so you're Brian. Yours wasn't so focused before, and then Motor Mouth Radio. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Ray.
Ray. Yours has been consistent throughout the whole time. Mine's been clear. Yours started
my
clear,
picture
and now
was
you're
crystal
blurry.
clear, and now it's fuzzy.
Well, that's because I'm locked in on Optimum Online in New York, and these guys are down south. So, they got that sketchy internet shit. So
I got Verizon.
I pay out the ass for mine.
Alabama Slammer Tornadoes.
And
that's what I'm. Hell yeah! So
I better have a good connection. It cost me like fucking $300 a month.
Me too.
That's light. Come on.
Yeah.
You guys got to come up to Pennsylvania. I paid $40. I just bought a fucking expensive camera.
Nice.
My wife works for Verizon, and I pay more than what you pay, right? And that's with the employee discount.
Really? Wow.
We have like Service Electric. They're garbage.
Yeah.
They have a monopoly here.
Are you guys watching anything on Netflix?
I do occasionally. I haven't watched anything recently.
Go on Netflix.
I'm into
and do a search for Rust Valley Restorer.
Oh, I've watched them. Yeah, I've watched.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Is that guy sick or what?
Yeah.
What does he look like?
There's two guys.
He looks just like D. Snyder from Twisted Sister.
Okay, yeah, there's two guys.
Dreads.
And the girl.
Yeah.
He's a crazy dude, man.
I haven't watched it in a while, but
dude that owns the shop with the gray hair, with the dreads.
Gray hair, right.
Those funky glasses. He looks just like D. Snyder from Twisted Sister.
Yeah, that's one of my saved shows.
The fat guy that works with him.
Yeah.
Looks like, what's his name? That just passed away from Mountain.
Oh, Leslie West.
Leslie West. He looks like Leslie West.
Yeah.
But I just I went on Netflix and then I'm just like scanning, and there's like 3 or 4 different car series.
Yeah.
That are on there. So
the one I don't like is The Fastest Car. I don't like that one.
Oh, I haven't seen that. So I started watching this Rust Valley. I started right at season 1, and I'm like, these guys, these Canadian dudes, they're absolute fucking dirtbags.
Yeah.
The building, there's mud everywhere. They're always dealing with mud all year long. They're dealing with mud, and they're like they work like hacks.
That's called spring
Yeah.
in Canada. I worked on the rigs up there. It's miserable.
There was a show on
These guys
Discovery.
build cars like hacks, and I'm like, I don't get it.
There was a show on Discovery a couple of years ago, and the guy, I was down from New Orleans, and the guy was kind of freaky. He always wore funny hats, and he drove a Jeep that was decked out like in Air Force colors with the stars on it and stuff. And he was very, very off the wall and eclectic. But it ends up the guy's like a PhD in something. He was teaching at the college, and now he's like building cars. And I saw a couple seasons of it, and then it was off the air. It was good because he was such an oddball, but he built serious cars.
Well, this Rust Valley thing, it says that there's 3 seasons.
Okay.
So I'm up to like episode 5 of season 1.
Yeah, I'm only about the same. I haven't watched too many.
And I just sit back and I'll watch like 2 episodes in a row.
Right.
And I'm like, it's entertaining because I'm like, these guys are such hacks. And such dirtbags. And it's like, so what do you think, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so polite.
Oh my God.
Did you watch that movie that John Snyder was talking about? That
I watched the coming attractions. I'm gonna actually do the $2.99 view and watch it.
Right.
Which is with the one. What is that? That's the.
It was poker or something, right? And
yeah, like the Cannonball Run or something.
But the first one, I forget what the name of the first one was.
Oh shit! So speaking of cannonball runs, when this COVID stuff happened, everybody started doing that. There's a lot of people doing cannonball. Perfect time.
Well, there was a guy that reset the record because nobody was on the road.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of cheating in my opinion, but whatever.
Well, they went to the guy that actually held the record and said, "What do you think?" And he was like, "I'm fine with it. I don't care," because they beat his record, you know.
Right.
And he had set the record like 2 times, but these guys had a fully equipped vehicle with all kinds of radar, and they were using like Waze and Google Maps.
What was the
whole 9
yards?
What
was the movie? The movie was based off of Cannonball Run. Was it?
Gumball
it was
Rally?
with a Yeah, it was with a Mustang.
No, the original Gumball Rally.
No. This was newer. That kid from Breaking Bad was in it.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah, him. He was in it. It was a movie pretty much on a Cannonball Run.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't see that.
Damn it. Why can't I think of it?
Don't know.
No idea.
I don't know. It's newer. Check it out.
You're hanging out with the
good.
old guys. That's why you can't think of it. That's what we do all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's fake as hell, but they were fueling up the car on the highway while they were driving. Oh, cool.
Funny.
Keep moving.
Yeah. Never stop.
Okay, guys. I gotta get my credit cards ready to run.
Yeah.
I ran mine already before I
think
came
it's
on.
about past my bedtime, boys. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Me too.
Yeah, it was great.
So, as we always say, for Lewis Lee, Playing in Traffic, Ray Guarino, Motormouth Radio, Macco Man Brian, Chassis John, Ryan Snyder from Performance Built Transmissions, we'll call this a wrap at 2:57:57. And
258.
2:58. It's going to be 3 by the time we get off this thing. So let me try and end
itself down, which is great.
I'll see if if I can hook up next week. I'll catch up with you from North Carolina. If not, I'll see you later.
Don't forget, America runs on E85.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.